Oh, there we go. Good evening,
Luke,
Lord Vader.
Luke Payne, I am your father.
Live from Emperor Palpatine's is it? I don't even know what the thing was called now, Colin. What was it? Death Star. That was it. Live from the Death Star tonight, aren't you? That's
if you're wondering why I'm like this, I've just got out of bed. I'm full of it. Absolutely full of it. Not full of excitement. Not full of excitement, but
full of it and also cold as well, right? Yeah.
Well, I've either got a cold, man flu, or COVID.
Well, yeah, I had it last week, so I can empathise.
It's very, very nice.
Horrible. But
if you get it, sinus pain, here is unbelievable. Here, hang on. There we go.
There we go. We can see you now. Evening. How you doing?
Shocking.
So we've got Matt's jumped on. Said, "Evening, lads. I'm surprised I didn't see Aiden knee sliding on the pitch when Hogan was taken off. Maybe Matt, that's why he was taken off. Maybe I did knee slide him down the tunnel. But
was he your man of the match?
For me, actually, perversely, probably was because of the fact that he forfeited his own place in the team prior to start the game, Matt.
Joking aside, that could have played into our, a stumble on a.
Yeah, that could have actually been a turning point, ironically. I think it was, personally. But I think it threw Gillingham a little bit. But there we are. Anyway, before we get into more comments, thank you, Matt, for that one.
Welcome. Show 48.
Show 48. We're only two dates away from being 50, Cole.
I feel older than that. But
yeah, exactly right. Me and you both, but there we are. But anyway, show 48.
I've got my t-shirt on.
I know, I can see.
But I've got me Don's, whatever you call it.
Don's Unplugged t-shirt.
No, but I've got me Don's.
Don's dressing gown.
Dressing gown on, yeah.
Right, there we go. Well, no, I'm glad to see you here, mate. And as I say, I know you've not been feeling too clever, so we will soldier on if needs be. Just me and you. If needs be, just me. If you fall asleep or had enough, but we'll see
Who
knows?
Who
knows what will happen on this show? We never do.
I mean, it might be good news to some, but I couldn't speak this morning.
Well, exactly. Show ratings tripled overnight. I'm joking. Anyway, I'll go through today's agenda. We'll give your voice a bit of a rest. As you mentioned, show 48. We couldn't do this without the sponsorship and the wonderful support of Mr. Kaz and the Kaz Bar outside Gate 7 on a match day at home. But again, always appreciative of Mr. Kaz. On this week's show, as always, we have the Luke Payne review with Gillingham and Reading for that one. So some good insight from Luke coming up. We're going to talk about both games. Obviously, Gillingham, the Tuesday night game against Reading in the EFL Trophy, if anyone watched that. Or I know a few who did travel there yesterday, so I will applaud them.
Yeah, just over 100 apparently.
There was. So no, well done.
They did announce at one stage on the TV, I was watching it on whatever channel it was, that there was over 300 Dons fans. I went, what?
Well, exactly. It's probably more than home fans. We're also got our regular slot, Cole, and I'm going to run the lead through on this, but we will be talking about.
I don't know who does the graphics for this show, but he's a bloody good bloke.
He's great, exactly. But yeah, injury of the week is going to be a discussion point, as we mentioned last week, because we've got Hepburn, Murphy, and Hogan. This one, we've got the rise of Kelly, Collar, and the Main. We talked a little bit about that last week, but we'll dig a little bit more into that. We've also got the Dons Unplugged quarterly report on players that have risen to the challenge and those that haven't.
I wonder who they could be.
Well, exactly. Maybe we just said it. Who knows, Cole? Who knows? Exactly. We've also got the League Two quarterly report on teams that have excelled.
Yeah, and we want to know who you think is a surprise package, or who's not quite made it that you thought would. You know, I mean, I've got a couple of teams in mind that I'm quite surprised haven't.
Yeah, the same. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, and we may have a Bristol Rovers guest, seeing as a few have already let us down.
Can we talk about Russell Martin as well?
Oh, we can always talk about Russell Martin. I've always got time for that. I'm sure.
I hear he's out of work again.
I hear he is. I hear Stephen Gerrard may not be out of work for very much longer from a year and a gap.
Poor old
Russ. We'll come on to all of that. But before we do that, let's go through some good evenings first, Cole, as we always do.
That's my impression of a snake.
Was it? I would never have guessed. Never have guessed. Anyway.
Go on, do a good evening.
So Kerry Ann's joined us. Evening, Kerry Ann. Thank you
for
joining, as always.
Thanks for joining us.
We've also got the ever ready, the evergreen, Mr. Grant Curlow. Evening, Grant. Thanks for joining. We've got special guests tonight. We've got John. John usually watches us on catch up, but he said he's watching live due to man flu. So I hope, like Colin, you're feeling better as well.
I know how you feel, John. I'll tell you.
Yeah, he's not great. But yeah, hope you feel well. Hope you feel better soon, John, as well. As I say, no, it's never nice to struggle with these things, that's for sure. We've also got Miles as well. Miles said evening all. Thanks, Miles, for joining. Really appreciate you joining the show. We've
the Botwood.
I love the way he's changed it to the Botwood. That was the name we mentioned.
I love it.
It's great. Love it. Love it, Chris. Hope you're doing well, mate. Another one we've got here is good evening all from Sheila, the ever ready Sheila, the evergreen Sheila as well.
Sheila, I need a nurse, Sheila, to look after me.
I believe that Sheila said something about ringing NHS Direct. Anyway, thank you for joining, Sheila. Craig's joined us. Said, good evening, fellas. Insert jingle injury of the week. Yeah. Exactly. Well, we just did. So there we go. Yeah. For Colin as well. Exactly, Craig. Exactly. Josh has joined us. Said, evening, you legends. Colin included, of course.
Well, I've seen some ways of spelling my name, but I've.
Thank you. I love seeing that. It always makes me laugh. Karen as well. Karen's joined us again. Evening, Karen. Thanks for joining us. She said, sorry I missed you on Saturday, but Helena had to stop for petrol, and that made us late.
What a poor excuse that is. That really is.
Well, there you go.
Karen, I'm telling you, Helena done that on purpose.
She did. But it's all right, Cole, because we're there at the next home game. So
yeah, we are. And
he'll be man flu or / COVID free by then, hopefully, Karen.
Hopefully.
As well. Evening, lads, from Harry. Harry, good evening. Hope you're well, mate. Good to see you.
Harry, thanks for joining us again.
Sheila has said, hope it isn't COVID, Colin. So, yeah, I think,
yeah.
If there's anything from what we had, I say it's a quick strain. I use the term loosely, mate, but it's sore throat and headaches and everything seems to be going around. Toby, my son's got it at the moment. He's struggling.
Sinus pain. That was the worst thing for me.
Really,
God
bad.
almighty.
Matt said, can Darth Colin aim his Death Star laser at AFC's ground? He could do for a small fee. I'm sure.
Use the Force, young Skywalker.
Yeah. Dark side. There we go.
Thanks, Karen.
Well. There we go. So
I'll tell you what, Karen. I'll tell you, it might don't look it, but I am sweating.
Yeah,
I'm going hot and then cold, hot and then cold.
Horrible. Grant said, my mate bumped into some of the players at Stadium MK on Tuesday. He spoke to Sanders, who said he'll be back Saturday. So you've heard it first, hot off the press from Grant.
Apparently he was co-commentating on Saturday.
He was, yeah, I saw that.
And somebody said, I think he mentioned then he's going to be hopefully back. Yeah, so that's good news.
Just like Arnie in Terminator 2, you're going to have
Sanders.
He'll be back.
The Colonel will return.
The Colonel will return, and not just at KFC, but there we are. Evening, legends, and Colin. Thank you, Ashley. Every time, pleasure, my friend. Back-to-back wins for the first time since August.
I'm not talking about Ashley. I just did.
I am. Ashley, great comment. We'll raise it later. We'll ask Colin his thoughts.
No, I'm not.
Here we go. Ryan's joined as well. Evening, Ryan said, evening, legends. Wounded. Who said Mendes language?
That's the point. Ashley Clements, do something for me now. Oh, is Mendes Lang going to be available on Saturday?
No, I think he's on international duty, isn't he?
Well, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is. I could be wrong.
I haven't seen any mention of him being called up.
No, Ash will let us know. I think he is. To be fair,
you don't need to keep putting that up.
Well, why not? It's funny.
You don't need it.
Sheila said, good news if Sanders is back. There we go.
It is. Although
I will say, Sheila, on that point, given Maguire and the effort that went in on the weekend, could not be necessarily the easiest move to
we'll talk about that game shortly, because, I mean, there's two aspects of that game, isn't there?
There was. Got a couple of messages on the Facebooks, then we'll get on with the show. But we've got George.
Get on bloody YouTube.
Well, exactly. There you go. You heard it first from Colin, right? Live.
Get on YouTube. It's better.
Exactly. Honestly. They're still on terrestrial. They haven't done the switch over yet, Cole. George said, "Hi guys, looking forward to today's show. Missed the last 2 weeks, although I caught up on them the next day. So thanks, George. Really appreciate you looking in and catching up." And Mr. Diamond Geezer Danny Shaw is joined us. So it's an evening, guys.
Diamond Geezer Danny. I haven't seen Danny for a little while.
I haven't seen Danny for a while. I hope you're well, Danny. And say, come and say hello if you're down there next time game. It'd be nice to see you, mate. And so I hope you keep.
Thank God this camera's eye. You don't want to see.
Go on.
You don't want to see what's below the line.
Your spotted dick boxer shorts, probably, Colin. But I'm saying nothing. And then we've got Evening Legends. How are we on this wicked Wednesday from Ollie as well? So sorry, Ollie. I was just plugging my laptop back in because my battery was about to die. So there was.
Yeah, and we know Traitors is on at 9 o'clock. But if you leave us, you are traitors.
We're good. We're good. I think we're good. There we are.
You're all right. I said. We know Traitors. We know Traitors is on at 9 o'clock. But if you leave us tonight, you're traitors. You are a traitor.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
But Gary Neville. Oh, who said that?
You just can't get the staff these days, can you? You really can't.
Can I just say? Professional footballers should stay out of politics.
Hey. Yeah, this show. I mean, this show's about football. It's about MK Dons mainly, and our rants and raves about them. But yeah, I mean, politics is for the political arena.
Yeah, I mean, please, professional footballers, Gary Lineker, Neville, stay out of it, will you? Just concentrate on football, will you?
Oh, it's a bit late for that. Their careers are over, Cole. But we'll take the point. We'll take the point. Yeah. Anyway. Faithful to the cause, Ollie said, legend. So there we go. He's not watching Traitors. He's watching this show here.
But why isn't he on YouTube?
Well, Ollie, I'm looking at both screens here. Ollie's asking why you're not on YouTube. So there we go. I'll leave that to Ollie to respond to. But like I say, we were on both anyway, so we'll catch up on both the streams in terms of all the comments, Cole. But let's move into it. So I mean, obviously this weekend it was another win. Another win.
Did we win?
We did. Don't know if you were there and saw it. Obviously, you were.
Well, I was there. Yeah, of course, I was there.
It was a strange one, right? Because I think when I started, I mean, we talked about last week. I was looking at this game with dread. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. I mean, look. If you look back at the comments, when we say to people, "Can you predict the score?" There was a lot of people predicting draw. Some even predict we were going to get beat. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but No, nor have I, Ash. Nor have I.
Well, I think he was. I mean, again, Grant just said it on there as well as Facebook page. He wished everyone a safe journey, so he's probably been called up. Who knows? But I thought he was. But we'll see, I guess, on the week. Luca's joined us as well. Evening, Luca. Thanks for joining, mate. Much appreciated. Look, he always does this, Luca. He's always doing his impression of your.
My impression of Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. Anyway, Luca Talks Dons. If you get the chance, watch his show as well. He's always worth a watch. Much appreciated as well, Luca, for all the comments and input that you put on our show, but also on your own show as well.
Yeah.
I think, as I say, I walked into this one, Cole, on the weekend, walked to the Stadium MK thinking, if we get out of this with a point, I'll be happy. That was my first reaction, to be quite honest with you.
Well, yeah, I wrote it on my preview, mate. I'll take a point.
Yeah. So, it was, I mean, again, I don't know what your thoughts were, but I mean, walking into the game, there was that trepidation. Like I was thinking, if I'm honest with you, how many are we going to lose by? That was really my gut feel. And then but I mean, again, not because of anything bad. I think the Shrewsbury game, we were both pleased. Everyone was pleased that we won that, got back on track. But I had that question mark in my head of, did we win that because we've improved, or was Shrewsbury just that bad?
Well, hang on a minute. Yeah, I mean, forget Shrewsbury. I mean, I've been saying for weeks Shrewsbury were one of the worst teams I'd seen. I've watched them 2 or 3 times midweek. Sad bastard that I am. That I do a little bit of homework. I mean, I was watching Harrogate and Crewe the other night. Doing a little bit of homework because we got Crewe in a few weeks. I said Shrewsbury were pretty poor, but. I did question in my preview, and anybody that reads my previews are right there on Facebook, go up on Friday. I did question who Gillingham had played away from home, and they hadn't really played anybody away from home, So, I mean, we all know it's, don't matter who you are. When you go away from home, it's a different game of football. I just did question who Gillingham had played away. And I was nervous, like you. You know, I mean,
Yep.
we both said, you know, we'd take a draw right now. I think we all said. I think the whole three of us last week all said a draw.
Yep.
Me and you and the guy. But after about 15, 20 minutes on Saturday, I thought Gillingham were poor. I really did. I mean, we did raise our game, admittedly, and you know, I mean, Collar.
Yeah.
I thought he played very well. Nemain is just a different level than what he was last season, and Kelly. You know, I think again we've been saying this for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That Kelly and Crowley should not play together, and I'm glad that Warne has probably realised that himself. I mean, we've been saying it. Oh, you can't stick Kelly and Crowley together. No. You know, it just don't work. Yeah. And I think Kelly, you know, I think it was brilliant. You know.
Yeah, no, I think for me, like to your point, I mean, like I say,
Can we put that comment back up? Can we put that comment back up?
Yeah, can do. I was going to come on to that in a second, but I think for me,
Craig.
Yeah, I think for me,
I agree with that, Craig.
I do. But I think for me, like when I went into that game, like I say, I thought that was the situation. Obviously, Hogan being injured. For me, you shouted over to me about it from the stand, but
me and I think Darren, the guy that stand next to me in the cow shed. I say this every week, but Darren said to me, Hogan's gone down, and we were watching. We're quite interested, and then Hogan finally walked across to the touchline, and he threw his bib on the floor. So then, when the bulk of the starting 11 went off, we were looking at the ones that were, they always leave the subs, don't they? Knocking it about for about another 5 or 10 minutes afterwards. Oh, right, thanks. Well, pay your internet bill, Russell. I mean, that could be the problem.
Nothing.
So, I mean, me and Darren were trying.
By the way, thanks.
Even Russ. Sorry, Russell. Sorry. Me and Darren were trying to work out who had come out of the subs to go on the starting 11. We were like looking, and we couldn't really work it out. I mean, obviously you're 50, 60 yards away, and then all of a sudden we realised it was going to be Maguire. So we were then thinking, is Warne going to change the formation? Now, whatever he did, I thought it worked brilliantly.
Yeah, and I think that's for me, is I was worried when I saw Hogan on the pitch. I just thought, here we go again. And, again, when he got
like Hogan, do you? It's a feeling I get.
You know this. I don't. I've got no time for the guy. I think he's arrogant. As I say, we know from staff in the ground the way he treats other people is poor. And his attitude on the pitch stinks for me, Cole. I don't care what you apply yourself.
If it did, I wouldn't be able to smell it, mate. The way my nose is.
Exactly. Anyway, look, I don't wish anyone injuries or ill at all. Never will do. But I felt it was a fortuitous situation for us because it forced a change. I think it did probably force a change in terms of the formation, whatever.
Sorry. I'm going to sound naive here. I didn't really understand who was playing where in the back 4, 3, 5.
Back 3. I think it was back 3 initially, wasn't it? Back 3, 4.
I couldn't really work out because to me they seemed to be sort of interchanging a little bit. I don't know. Ashley probably watched it a lot closer than I did.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it's again, no one's going to know obviously because of the situation, but it seemed to me that we were going to be playing 3-4-3. Initially, and obviously with the change at the back, that seems obviously changed the formation up with obviously Maguire coming into defence. It made it more of a.
So we played a bit of a 4-4-2. Would you say?
I think it was more of a 5. But again, it was a flow to like 5-4-1.
3-5.
Was it 5-5-4-1 or 5?
Was it a Ted Rogers job? Was it
one of the 5-3-1. It moved a little bit, but I thought actually what that did do was give us width and depth in defence, which is where I was worried that we were going to get busted, if you could be quite honest, against.
Yeah, I mean, let's get this right. I mean, I saw a couple of Gillingham fans bitching on Saturday night that Bradley Dack and Armani Little were out. Yeah, they were. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But if you'd rather have our injury list, you can have it, Gillingham. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, don't bleat about a couple of injuries when we've got about 8 or 9.
No, but I think for me, like when that change happens, obviously they'd been set up. had been and had a discussion. They probably were expecting a certain thing to happen, and when that change comes at last minute, irrespective, it's always going to throw you as an opposition team.
It's going to unsettle because people are going to go, well, what role am I? You've done all your pre-discussions on the Friday.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what their role is. Then all of a sudden, 10 minutes before the game, Hogan's out. Right, what we doing?
Exactly that. Exactly that. So I think, though, but I think for me, perversely, Cole, it raised our game because I think
it played into our. I think I mean, I must admit, I felt better when Maguire on the pitch than I did Hogan.
Yeah,
because I thought we were okay at going forward.
I think it gave us stability. So for me, I think as I say, the back line's a lot more stable. I was really impressed with Maguire. Not just for the first goal, obviously, which was a bit of a lucky goal, if you like, because it was all over the place. It went in, which was great, and I think that set us on our way. But I think there for me, particularly in that game, and I hope we see it again on Saturday. Again, it's going to be a tough game away at Rovers, but there was a steely determination that I haven't seen necessarily. As I'm not saying it wasn't there, but
more
it was
committed display.
Yeah, and felt like there was a point to prove. Let's back this up, and that mentality, I love that. Again, win, lose, or draw.
And also, as well, you've got a win in your back pocket from the previous week, and everybody thinking, "Hey, come on, we can do this again."
Yeah, exactly that.
And so, like we've said many, many times, winning breeds wins.
It does. But I thought from
like my man flu, it's an infectious thing.
Yeah, but I felt for me like with that going on, Cole, it was. The early goal, I think, settled nerves straight away. I think we, it raised our game and actually put Gillingham on the back foot. I thought they seemed completely out of sorts for the first half, completely. I thought for the second goal, really, because again, it came from Kelly. If you think about Kelly with Lang, both indeed. But I think again, the Lang, the Mendes Lang goal came from Kelly. I thought Kelly played really well to
I thought he did. The main again was brilliant. Collar going down the wing.
Yeah, but I just think that Lang goal was really, really clever. It was well worked. He was calm, he was composed on the ball, and he took it.
About 2 minutes before that Mendes Lang scored, I turned to Darren and I said, I really fancy Mendes Lang to score. 2 minutes later, bang, he scored.
Yeah, he did, and he did really well. And I hope that's again a bit like Collar, is that the goal the week before.
A little bit of confidence, mate.
Yeah, and so again, Shrewsbury away when Collar scored that initial goal, I felt gave him the confidence this week to go into it. He seemed like a man re-energized. And again, if you think about that Patterson goal, again, started with Kelly. Yeah, Collar, was set free to sort of make the run, and then Patterson put it in.
I thought Kelly was going to score. We were up in the air. We couldn't believe it hadn't gone in.
No, it was so close. It was ridiculous. But I mean, again, those 3 goals, I thought, the first one, has a bit of a kerfuffle, but again, good to go in. But the second 2, I thought it were really well taken goals, Cole, and confidence there. Patterson, I thought again for me was one of the men of the match. Not saying he was the man of the match because I think the main deserved.
And he hobbled a bit, didn't he? I was a bit concerned about that.
Yeah, no,
he seemed to run it off, didn't he?
He did. I mean, the main deserved it for me. I thought he was phenomenal, but I thought Patterson was definitely up there. He really shows his worth every week.
I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be a defender against Patterson.
I would.
Horrible to defend against.
Yeah, very intelligent.
I absolutely love the guy to pieces. Love him to pieces.
Yeah, same.
I'm pouring a drink here if you're wondering what I'm doing.
No, it's all right. It's all right, cool. But so I thought the first half overall, I thought we really controlled it well. I think the fact that we scored, a couple of goals relatively early on really put them out of sorts. They didn't look comfortable. Which
they bloody well didn't.
No, and I thought, like you, again, probably naively, but I thought at the end of the first half we could probably win this 6-0 if we carry on the way we're going. So I mean, it was an interesting.
It was a bit of a shame the way. I thought both goals were avoidable, especially the one where Nemain stood off his man and he allowed him to cross the ball. I think if Nemain looks at that again and Warren looks at it again, he's going to be saying to him, "Close him down." Close him down. He gave him an opportunity to pick his spot, and that was a bit naive. But I don't expect to see Nemain do that again.
No, but like I say, I thought he was exceptional on the weekend. Really was exceptional. And like you say, I think, we mentioned obviously Maguire. I thought him and Offord were really, really good in defence, as Craig's mentioned as well. So there was a lot to take away in that first half. Second half, you clearly saw Gillingham had obviously a half-time reorganisation team talk. They came out and they really pushed, and I thought they were a lot better. I mean, they were pretty poor in the first half, but I think most of that game, I felt we were pretty comfortable. It wasn't until they scored that first
75
goal.
minutes, I thought we looked really good, and then we
I did.
conceded one, and then the sort of the old doubt goes in the mind, doesn't it? And then we sort of drop back a little bit. Then Johnny Williams scores one in injury time, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I mean, for me though, Cole,
time.
It's the age-old problem we've had is that byline. The
closing games out.
Yeah, and it was going across the byline again. We've seen this most of this season already, and again, obviously McGivry I think made a touch on it, but I think I think it was Ekpateta. It could have been Ekpateta, but they could have got to that ball for the first one. I do think that was the second one was just an error from our side, but I think Thompson just clearly made an error there, but that happens. You can't really account for those things. It's just part of the game. But the first one, I did think we could have done better with. The fact that they got the second, and it made it a very nervy ending. And to be fair, I don't think it was really reflective of the game overall. I think it flattered Jimmy.
I think the scoreline flattered them.
Yeah, it did.
100%. Yeah, I'd have been if we'd have drawn that. We don't know, Harry. I haven't heard anything.
Well, he was back yesterday, wasn't he, for the Reading game?
Was he?
I believe he was at the Reading game. Yeah, I don't know if he.
No, that was Thompson.
Thompson, sorry, not Tomlinson. Yeah, my apologies. I think it's a little while yet, Harry.
Tomlinson,
He's recovered. See, that COVID's gone. The show re-energizes you, Cole. The show re-energizes.
You're going to have to put Luke Payne on in a minute so I can blow me nose.
I will do. No, we'll do in a minute. But overall, again, two wins back to back. Are we going to complain about that? Absolutely not. It's just, again, against tough opposition. I just hope if we can keep that standard. And I said to the people around me, we were chatting on the during the game, but I said, do you feel like this is the moment that maybe the team has started to, understand each other's play a little bit more? Because it did feel like there was an understanding there, and maybe that's something that will start to come week in.
We'll talk about the Bristol Rovers game in a minute, but I really think if we beat Bristol Rovers or beat Bristol Rovers on Saturday,
good result if we do. Really good result.
I watched Crew last night, and I wasn't. Or was it Monday night? I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed.
Granted, Kelly missed a howler, but it's easily forgivable considering the players he's becoming and the efforts he's put in. 100%.
Yeah.
I think he's as Chris just said before, and whatever he had over the summer, he wants some of it.
Nemain, he's a different player this season.
He is, and I feel like whatever's happened with the new players coming in, I feel like they've raised their game because the competition is a lot harder this season.
Yeah, it's going to get worse in a few weeks' time when some of these players start tiptoeing back in the team.
Yeah,
we're gonna see. We're gonna be seeing what warns potential starting level. I mean, my hope is that within the next few weeks we get all these players back. We've got all our injuries out of the way.
Yeah.
And and bloody hell, God help the bloody League Two. That's all I can say.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. I mean, I'm like I say, staying humble at the moment. I mean, 2 wins is great. I want to see the performance on the weekend. Yeah. How we get on, but I mean, even win, lose or draw, as long as the performance is there, that's the main thing for me. Is yes, you want the win, yes, you want to take something away from it, but a battling, determined team is what I want to be seeing more regularly on the pitch. And I think the last couple of games we've really seen a step up with that. Ashley said the main is the most improved player he feels this season, not only for his attacking play but his defensive play as well.
I got to admit, I thought Nemain was dreadful in defence, but he's proved me wrong this season.
I think he's been brilliant. Like I said to you last week, he was very closely my man of the man of the month, player of the month for me. I think Patterson just about pipped him, but this month, if he carries on the way he is, I think he's clearly standout. But again, we've still got
is it time for Luke Payne yet?
Nearly. Going to go a few more comments and we'll get there. But so Ash is in. I was in the back. It was a back five, Colin, with the main Mellish and the wing back. So there we go. Thanks for that, Ash. Luca has just said as well, Mellish still can't get his name right, but he had a good game. Shift as Mendes, Defo had a good game, and he did better performance in MK shirt a long time. So yeah, he just thinks Mendes is best game for a long time.
Yeah.
And I want to see him perform Saturday. Yeah, I think again, Luca, if we can put in a performance on Saturday against a relatively decent Bristol Rovers side, that will start to show us how far we've come after this bit of a sticky patch. The 2 wins have been impressive, but if we can win away at someone like Bristol Rovers, which is never a nice place to go, that would really start to probably make people sit up a little bit more and see that we're a bit more back on track. And if that's the case, all the better, right? All the better.
Yeah.
A few more comments, and then we will move on to our Luke Payne review. But it said here from Ryan, One Football says Collins and Hepburn Murphy are back on the 1st of November. So the One Football app is telling that.
Just in time for the FA Cup.
Just in time for the FA Cup. You beat me to it.
And while I've mentioned the FA Cup, I knew Ted Rogers United.
It's called One-Eyed Ted.
Okay. I want to play Kings Lynn away in the FA Cup.
I know you do because it's near your caravan. So there we are. Yeah, that's what you want me. Do you know what?
Yeah. 12 mile. Just
whilst we're doing Luke's video in a moment, everyone put in who you'd like to see in the first round of the FA Cup. Who would be your ideal opposition?
Give us a team that you'd like to play in the first round of the FA Cup. Come on.
I'll tell you mine before we get started. Halifax Town, because I used to love watching Halifax back in the day.
Away?
Yeah, absolutely. The Shea was a great ground back in the day.
I want to go non-league away from home. That's what I want to do.
Halifax Town is non-league. It's National League.
Yeah, I know. I mean, one of the best nights away from home I've ever had was Hyde United away.
I remember that well.
What an amazing night. What an amazing night.
I won't go into it, Cole, because all I'll say is coins, questionable drinks being thrown, if you know what I mean, and flares.
Yeah.
And Man City fans on an away day.
Pitch being Evening Glyn.
Evening Glyn, hope you're well, mate. Tomlinson is on the grass. Not sure if he started contact training yet. So there we go. That answers, I think, Harry's point. Thanks for that, Craig. Much appreciated. So yeah, without further ado, we might have another jingle, Cole, before we go into our next thing.
Really?
But, I can't think why. We just love the jingle, right? But time for what was it called? The
Luke Payne review.
Do you want me to roll VT?
Yeah, roll VT.
Will do.
Nothing's what.
Right, we've got 2 more games to cover. We've got the 3-2 win at home to Gillingham and then the away loss to Reading in the EFL Trophy. We'll kick things off with the Gillingham game. And, I mean, straight away, this was a huge improvement in terms of performance at home, at the very least. We held firm in the first half. I'd say we're probably just about in control in the first half as well. We were taking risks. We were getting shots away, crosses into the box, which is exactly what I think one would have been hoping to see in some of the previous games at home. So it was good to see us actually making our mark on the game a bit more. We had a bit of fortune with the opening goal, but at the same time, we've put the ball into the right area, and if you do that enough times, those sort of things will happen. I'd say we thoroughly deserved our lead. And then he had a couple of fantastic moves for the second and third goals. Kelly and Menezlang combining for the second, and then again Kelly sending Collar on his way. And I mean Collar, just the difference between the opening weeks of the season to now. I think that goal last week's done him a world of good for his confidence, because I mean he has essentially just ran half the pitch, and you maybe don't do that with the same level of drive if you're not confident. I think you have to shrug off a challenge on his way through as well, and then obviously Patterson finished it off, so absolutely fantastic. Obviously we did kind of let Gillingham back into it. I know their second goal did come a minute from full time, but it's the first goal that frustrates me probably more, because ultimately Thompson's mistake for the second, was, well, exactly that. It was a mistake, and those are going to happen, especially from a player that's only just coming back into the team after injury. But the first goal, it's yet another sort of byline cross, which is something we really need to figure out. If you can't stop the cross, just make sure you get first contact in the box. And that's what we're not doing a lot of the time. I think Ekpiteta easily could have got first contact. Yes, it took a touch off of McGillivray, but for me, it shouldn't have mattered. Ekpiteta should have been to that ball first. But fortunately, it didn't matter, and we got the result. And that is the important thing. We can stop talking about, home form is not where we want it. We've just gone and beaten a very good side, albeit a team that's just come off of a very good run that were without their manager. Obviously, wishing the best to Gareth Ainsworth. Some things are bigger than football. But moving on, we've also got the EFL Trophy game, which, well, you can tell we're not taking it seriously. I'll put it that way. I don't want to be too mean because it was quite a flat performance, but I think that's to be expected because we did essentially play as many of the academy players as we possibly could without breaking the rules. So you can't look too much into the performance. I think if anything, they actually gave a good account of themselves against a Reading side that, did have a reasonable amount of first teamers in it, and they are a League One side. I think there were one or two sort of disappointing performances in terms of first team players. I'm looking at John Lecco, unfortunately. I think he kind of reverted back to, I'm the best player in this team, I'm not going to pass the ball, which naturally doesn't work because football's a team game. You do need some moments of brilliance, but I think he's trying to do too much, and it clearly wasn't working for him. And then I feel a bit gutted for the academy players, really, because I feel like they'd earned the penalty shootout, which unfortunately never came. And I mean, the marking wasn't great for the goal, but for me, it's on Truman, that one. He came out to try and claim a cross from a free kick, wasn't even remotely close to it, and no amount of rustiness stops your ability to read the flight of a ball. So for me, that's really poor judgment, and it's cost the lads an opportunity to get a couple of points on the board, which is a shame. But it just means we're now out of that competition, and that's when the game for us is a total dead rubber. So I imagine it'll be more of the academy playing and just any first teamers that are returning from injury. But still, it is a bit of a shame because I think if we had more players available, then we could have taken that competition a little bit more seriously. But we just weren't in the position to with our injury crisis, unfortunately. But still, let's look forwards. We've got Bristol Rovers away next, which is an interesting game. It's obviously Internationals week as well. We already know that Mendes Lang hasn't been called up by Guatemala, so hopefully he's not injured. That's the only other thing with that. But it does mean that we can stick with our 5-3-2, which I did think worked very well against Gillingham, and I think that should be the formation we stick with going forward. It made us resolute enough at the back, while still being able to create opportunities and get down the wings quickly. I think our direct counter-attacks were probably some of the best play we've seen from us this season. But no, Bristol Rovers will probably be without their goalkeeper, Southwood, probably one of the best keepers in the division, but he'll be called up for internationals. They are a side that start games very well, so we'll have to be on it from kickoff. But then I suppose it's one of those games where even if they do score first, it's not quite as detrimental, as they have a habit of letting teams back into the game. Their last game against Walsall was a perfect example of that. However, I'd like to see us go ahead from kickoff and really take advantage and carry on our unbeaten away form. Come on, you Dons.
And a nice little jingle to start it as well, Cole.
Well, you say nice little jingle. I never saw it.
Did you not?
It never came through.
You'll have to watch it back. Something wrong with your
Well,
screen
I'll have
delay.
to watch it back. I'll have to watch it back.
Very good compliments to the jingle man. I'll leave it there. We've had a few comments. Obviously, whilst the things were going on there. Matt said, "What about another Lecco watch?" Well, I think Luke alluded to that in his video about Lecco thinking he was better than the rest of the team. I mean, it's depressing, really, because there is a player therein lies all the ability, but no application is probably the nicest way to put it.
I did send a message live during the game last night about why do they think Lecco was playing, so bloody poor, really, ultimately. And they never answered. They never answered it. So
yeah,
perhaps they don't know either.
No, I mean, it's a great opportunity for him to stake a claim, mate. To be honest, but unfortunately, it didn't seem to turn out that way. But yeah, Matt, there you go. Lecco Watch. No. We will continue that. Maybe we'll have a jingle next week for Lecco Watch. We'll see. Harry said, honestly, I give it until January. We have Colin Wilson and Jones, etc., and some new signings, I think will be a lot better than we already are. Yeah, Harry, like you, I think, again, and I know Colin hates the word, so I won't use it, but I'll allude to it. I think the fact that we've got a brand new team that are finding out about each other this season, we've had a lot of ins and outs. I always thought it was going to be a little bit of an up and down at the start of the season, to be quite honest with you, because, again, some of those teams that are more established at the top have brought in maybe one or two, but we've had to bring in quite a few. So it was always going to take time. But to your point, I think come January, if we let a few out the door, hopefully that, we can bring a few new recruits in, some smart applications, smart signings. I think we should be there.
Well, we've got the clout to be able to do it, haven't we? I mean, we haven't normally been in this position before, and we bought in the summer, and we're going to buy again in January, and probably release one or two. I can't imagine who, but
but I think for me, and again, loaning some out at the Trips and the Wallers of the world would do them no harm. Especially with this competition now out the door, other than the next game, I think it would.
Which is a shame, really, because just imagine if we'd been injury free.
Well, we could have gone quite a way with that.
We could have really gone for it.
We could have done. No, we could, and there's always next season, mate. It's always. But like I said to a lot of people, I was chatting in the terraces on the weekend, and we were talking about form and ups and downs with Dons, and some people are like, oh, the manager, this, that. I just laugh. I just said, look, at the end of the day, look where we were at the end of last season. We were 18th. We were a few points away from the drop. Realistically.
And let's be honest, we haven't really set League Two alight, and there we are in the top 7.
And I think for me, as I said to them, it's like if we'd have finished this season in the top half of the table, irrespective of where that is, I think that would have been a step forward from where we are. You've got to give one.
If I'd have said to you, we're going to be unbeaten away from home at this stage of the season, you'd have gone, not a chance.
Absolutely.
But we are.
But no, for me, as I said,
that might only last till Saturday.
Yeah, but I think for me, you've got to give Warney time. You've got to give this team time to settle and understand each other's play. I think we're starting to see that more as the weeks have gone on. I certainly think this weekend just gone and the way we won, not just the fact that we won, but the way we won really impressed me as well. So I think, to Harry's point, I think a few more acquisitions in January. I think we should be all right. And if we're not in the autos, we'll be giving it a damn good go. I don't think we'll be there, miles away from it at the end of the season. But I'd like to think we'll be there. I still think we'll be there, but we'll see. Nothing's a given in this league, as they say, Cole.
Well, I mean, look at that result on Saturday. Chesterfield got beat 6-2.
Oh, yeah, hammered. Absolutely hammered.
By Colchester. I mean, I backed Chesterfield to win the game. I mean, bloody hell. Couldn't have been more wrong if I'd tried.
Colchester's a strange team, a bit of a dark horse. They blow hot and cold. If they had consistency, they'd be right up the top for me. But
Chester away, Andrew Greaves. I presume that's an
absolutely. Let's say that's that one.
Nice place.
Chester is very nice. Halifax, York City.
York. Now, York City. Bloody
York's lovely. I mean, their new ground.
You fancy a ride out then, actually?
Yeah. So Gateshead would have been interesting if Williamson gets the job again. Now he's been relieved of duties at Rangers. Stranger things have happened, Ash. I mean, Halifax for me, because I haven't been there for years and I loved it there. It was really nice.
York would be a nice weekend.
Their new stadium's really nice as well. If you do go up that way, go and take a look at the new stadium.
I'll still favour Kings Lynn.
I know you do, because it's 5-minute walk from you. Maybe 15-minute walk in a brisk way.
Heidi could drop me off, go and do a bit of shopping in town, then pick me up at the
That's what I love, Cole. Nothing like thinking about all the fans and their away day trek. So, appreciate that.
Kings Lynn's a doddle.
Absolutely. But no, I agree with you, Ash. York's another.
Oh, don't, Grant, please. I couldn't bear
Grant,
it.
if it happens, I mean, you've got to think, is it rigged? Is it? I want to come back to the game, speaking of AFC, because you just reminded me of Drysdale. We'll talk about him in a minute. So, as Matt said, some people may not like me for saying this, but I want AFC away in the cup. Right, here we go. I want us to get our revenge for the last few times a bit. Do you know what, Matt?
Yeah,
there is that, and I agree with you.
That.
The flip side of it is
I'm not going down. I'll tell you what, I've been there a few times. I'm never going there again. The way our fans get treated down there is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I go there all the time, Cole, and I get tons of abuse, as you well know, but I'll be there.
Well, yeah,
if we do, Matt, if we do.
Horrendous. Their stewards are the biggest arseholes in football.
Well, you heard it first on Don's Unplugged. Personally, Matt, for me, I agree with your sentiment. I don't want to be anywhere near them this season. To be fair, in my ideal world, we get promoted, they get relegated, and we never see each other again. I think that would be the best thing for me, but it is what it is. It always becomes a circus. That's the problem. It's never about the game. It becomes a circus.
No, it is. It's a bloody circus. It's a pantomime, actually.
It is. Anyway, we move on from that one. But no, thanks for the feedback.
Have we got anybody in the green room?
We have. Just joined now.
Oh!
So there we go. We will bring our esteemed guest in shortly. Matt also says, I've got a few comments on the Facebook. He says, Matt also says, I think this about Lecco. I had a new oven hob delivered last week. I love where this is going. The brand name rhymes with Lecco. Yep. I've decided it's already more useful than Lecco that plays for us. Yep.
So you've got a Beco.
Becco.
Becco.
Yeah, let us know.
Maybe, random comment, but thanks,
Matt. Let us know how the Becco goes this season. We want to. We'll compare stats at the end of the season, maybe in January, about how much effectiveness. You know, the Becco and the Lecco covered. Other brands are available if anyone's watching on that part. Alfie Burr has joined us on Facebook. He said, Colin, can you give me one of your Don's Unplugged shirts, please? Kiss. So
you really want one, Alfie?
Well,
you really want
Alfie,
one?
You're talking to the wrong guy. I'm the one that's got all the orders in the backlog at the moment. By the way, we have got stuff in print as we speak in the factory currently. And hoodies, winter edition. So there we go. Watch out for those, Cole.
What's next?
Well, I've got a few things. I'll talk to you after the show. You'll probably find it quite amusing.
Okay. Can't we get Paul Ward a woolly hat?
You just ruined the surprise.
Because I'd love him to wear it.
Well, we can get it. It is in production. Don't tell anyone, but we've got it in.
Okay,
we've got it on the go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we'll keep that to ourselves. George said Truman let the young players down by the error he made in the Reading game yesterday.
That was an awful cock up.
And I agree, George. Unfortunately, it is what it is now, isn't it? I guess, but there you go. Really, I mean, I actually like Truman. I think he's a relatively good keeper, but yeah, silly mistake, unfortunate. But I think he's better than that overall, and I hope if we do get a cup run, he gets a few games in that.
He was good in that film, wasn't he?
Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah. Yes, Cole. He was really good in the Truman Show. Bless you. But George said as well, for an away day for the FA Cup, if we do get one, he would like to see Farsley Celtic again.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a good one. I don't know. I think they were in a bit of financial trouble the last time I heard. George, I don't know if that's still the case, but yeah, they weren't.
Perhaps AFC could shake a few buckets for him.
Yeah. Right. Alfie said, apparently I'm lying, Colin. That's not what I said. He said, could you give me a Don's shirt, please? So he wants one of your shirts from behind the wall.
Oh, what I presume.
Alfie, please let us know.
If you can get into the boot room, Alfie, you can take your choice.
If you're good enough, you'll be in the first 11, Alfie. I've seen you play football. Get yourself down to the training ground, see where you go.
You can have that one, Alfie.
Okay, there you go, Alfie. If you want the Arbroath one, just give us a message and we'll get it delivered to you the next time. Okay.
Not the Smokies.
I've got no words. So yeah,
right, go
I want to go back before we bring our esteemed guest in, just very quickly, Cole. What did you make of Drysdale? Obviously, thanks, Matt, for the comment that jogged my memory, but I thought he was questionable on that weekend. Yeah,
really?
Some of the decisions he was making, I don't know. A lot of people around me felt the same. They just felt like he was.
I thought he wasn't as bad as he normally is.
It wasn't as bad, granted, but it's still.
If that's a compliment, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the bar was low. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I didn't think he was as bad as he normally is.
No, but I mean, him and the lino, particularly on my side of the
club red side.
I thought he was poor. He was poor. I mean, some of the decisions, Cole, you could see from the cowshed he wasn't giving. So it was,
there was 2 or 3 decisions where they both stood there looking at each other, and the lino was going like that with a flag. Didn't know what to do with it. He should have stuck it up his backside.
Well, exactly. I mean, for me, when you see linos, waiting for the ref to make a decision, I mean, and particularly when it's a game on TV, Cole, you expect better anyway. But I'm sure our Bristol Rovers guest, everyone, League Two has been a struggle for most teams we've spoken to this season with refs and decisions, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody's moaned about them, haven't they?
Exactly. But there we go. We move on.
Indeed.
We move on. So I shall bring our esteemed guest, Brandon, in to talk all things this weekend. So we will be talking to Brandon. Brandon, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you coming on the show. And welcome. How are you feeling? I know Colin's got a bit of man flu, so how are you feeling?
To be honest, I've just come off the man flu, so.
Oh, bless you. Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to be on, and hopefully have a good game on Saturday.
Absolutely, always good games.
Is that actually the Memorial Ground in that
No,
picture
that's
behind
a
you?
picture I got given of Highbury, Arsenal's old ground.
Yeah, Arsenal's old ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
So no, I mean, so Brandon, talk to us. I mean, obviously, you know, in terms of the season so far from a Bristol Rovers.
I don't want you to worry. There's about 1,000 people watching this.
Don't any note of him, Brandon. But yeah, I mean, we always talk when we talk to our away guests, like, you know, how have you seen the season so far? You know, looking at pre-season, the players, the ins and the outs, where you are at the moment. Good season so far. Expecting more
with the way that last season unfolded for us. It was it was the worst season I've ever had watching Rovers. It was awful. Just no cohesion between players and fans. Nothing between the manager. Players didn't look arsed, and we've ended up back in League Two. This so far this season, I've seen the complete opposite. We've had total unity between players, fans, manager. Now that Daryl's back, the incomings that
that's got to play a big part for you, isn't it? Daryl Clark back.
It really has. Like, he obviously knows the club inside out. He knows what being the Rovers manager is all about, and he's brought in players that fit that. You look at, I mean, former MK player Ellis Harrison. He's flying with us at the minute. Alfie Kilgore's come in and stepped in and been so much improved from last season's captain, and just the overall the feeling of the club is we've gone from this sort of dejection of relegation last season back up to we're feeling positive about ourselves. Yeah, Walsall wasn't exactly great after, you know, that.
Where did you think it went wrong against Walsall? Because basically, we were underprepared for that game and we set up badly, and you know what could go wrong did go wrong. So
the first half, the first half against Walsall, best I've ever seen Rovers play. We limited them so well. We kept causing them problems. In the second half, they brought in, I think, 2 midfielders. They swapped shape and just piled the pressure on, and eventually they just cracked us, and it just got kind of.
They are an overwhelming side when they get going,
did
aren't they?
Sort of overwhelm our back line. I will say the 2 goals that we did concede, they weren't pretty. They weren't good from a Rovers perspective. I thought we could have defended them better, but I thought, you know, that again, there are positives to take. If we play like we did in the first half, I think we'll be all right going forward in the season. If we play like we did in the second half, which is more of what we saw last season, it kind of just fell apart. And I don't want us to fall apart.
No, you've only lost 1 in the last 7, though, haven't you? There's Don's fans sitting at home who'll probably go, bloody hell, really? You know, that's including your cup games, obviously. But, you know, you've only lost 1 in the last 7, haven't you?
Yeah, it's 1 in the last 7. We've played a fair few of the sort of top sides in and around. We've beat Grimsby away. We've played Salford at home, albeit, you know, close game, yes. But you want to win those sorts of games. Sort of taking a little dip. Sort of Colchester away wasn't particularly pretty, but if we get back to sort of what I want to see out of this side now is how do we bounce back after that first defeat after a decent run. I don't want us to see us regress back to what we were last season and sort of, you know, start to fall away from the promotion picture, which is clearly what we're aiming for.
Yeah. With the greatest respect, you played Salford, Barrow, Cambridge, Oldham, and Harrogate at home, haven't you? So this is going to be your biggest test at home, isn't it?
As of right now, yeah. I think Salford was probably the biggest test so far. Now we've got MK on the Saturday. That's going to be an even bigger test with the quality of squad that MK have.
Yeah. Aidan,
I was going to say, just in terms of obviously Daryl coming back as manager, you sort of touched on there, Brandon. Given I think was it 14 to 18 he was with you guys initially from memory.
Yeah, so it was the back end of our relegation into the non-league, and then he took us up again back to League One.
Bloody hell, I forgot about that.
He left in 2018, 19.
Yeah.
And then went on to Walsall, Port Vale, and now back to us. Yeah,
Cheltenham. He got sacked at Barnsley.
Yeah,
which I thought was odd because again I thought they were relatively okay this season. They got rid of him. So I mean, how did it transpire that he came back to you? I mean, was that something that was lined up in the background? Is that just something by happenstance?
I almost look at it like we've kind of wanted him back for forever now, and the stars have finally aligned that we've managed to we're in need of a manager, and he's been available, so we've brought the two together again. And it's having him back at the club is such an asset. He really is just an amazing manager, an amazing person. The positivity in and around the club since he's come back has just been a breath of fresh air since.
Well,
I was gonna. You did sack him originally, didn't you? He lost 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I believe,
the way it ended the first time round wasn't pretty. We got into League One and we were pushing up, and then we started to fall away once our sort of better players, the likes of Billy Bowden, the one that went to City, and Ellis Harrison all started to leave, and then we started sort of slowly sliding, and then it happened, and we sack DC and we go bring in Graham Coughlin after that. That wasn't exactly pretty football, and then moving on from there. But just to have him back at the club, manager that everyone respects, everyone loves, the players clearly love him as well.
Yeah, I mean it shows. I mean, again, I remember some of the FA Cup runs back in that time as well on the telly. Again, it was really, really good to see him come back, and I think, as you say, that gives you an added dimension, I think, personally, for this season as well, Brandon, in terms of sort of making it more difficult, because there's not just the fact that you've got the players, but you've actually got that desire from the players wanting to play for the manager. Speaking of players, you did touch on Ellis Harrison, so I want to come on to him, but also another Don is Josh McEachran, who was quite well thought of, at his time with Dons as well. So how have they both been doing overall for you?
I'll start with Josh as the sort of newer player, because we both know what Ellis Harrison's about. He'll put himself about, fantastic in the air, just causes defenses absolute nightmares every time he steps onto the pitch. And from minute 1 he came off the bench at Harrogate to now, he's looked a level above. He really has just come in. And someone that Daryl really loves, considering that he signed him, I think 3 or 4 times now. Started with him originally at the club.
Well, he sold him for 750 grand, so I believe, to Ipswich at one stage.
Sold him to Ipswich after I think it was about 11 or 12 goals up in League One. Brought him back at, I think, Port Vale and
really?
Brought him back at Port Vale. Didn't bring him in at Cheltenham, brought him back with us. So he and Daryl have got a fantastic relationship with each other. As for McEachran, sadly, I don't think he's going to play Saturday. He did pick up a bit of a knee injury against Walsall. He had to come off, and I thought once he did come off, we looked a lot worse. I think he's just calm on the ball. Just keeps everything.
Well, no disrespect, but that's good news.
Keeps everything ticking over. Scored an absolute world here against Barrow. That sort of first goal, sort of cross-ish, shot-ish. I don't know which he meant. But he's just looked fantastic. They both have, and again, real assets to have at the club.
Right. I mean, Josh played 100 times for us, so and never scored once.
Yeah,
So,
I think the stat was that he's only like 2nd or 3rd ever career goal.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it would have been hilarious if he'd have scored if he would have played and score on Saturday. Just sort
of for those Dons fans watching at home, Josh McEachran originally came to us as just to keep fit, didn't he?
He did. That's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, and then he earned himself a contract, and I think that was renewed once or twice after that. And he got to put in,
Well, under Liam Manning, he was one of our best players. Absolutely.
He was
the almost season, but then he obviously went off to Oxford United to play under Manning again at one point. So again, to the point, Brandon, I think he's a quality player. So how much do you think you're going to miss him in the middle of the park, whilst he's out?
Considering that we're very light on numbers anyway in midfield, I think that's going to be where the game's going to be won or lost. If we can sort of get our foothold in midfield and sort of keep the back lines completely fine. I've got no worries about it, but just the lightness in midfield.
But your keeper might not be available.
Yeah, I mean, Southwood missing is going to be a big miss.
Sorry, what international side does he play
he's
for?
Northern Ireland.
Okay.
Northern Ireland. So it'll probably be Brad Young in goal. He's just come off the bat. I don't know what he'd done to his ankle or whatever, but he was strapped up after his one appearance at Newport away.
Crikey.
But he's just come back in.
Would he have been your first choice?
Southwood would be the first choice, yes.
Southwood's first choice.
He's been sensational for us this season. Obviously, saved that last.
He's a bloody good keeper,
he really is. Saved that.
Probably one of the best in League
Possibly,
Two.
yeah. He's had a few shaky moments towards the start, but he's sort of come into his own now that the defense has settled. I've got no qualms with Brad Young. I think, again, he looked decent at Newport away. I thought the 2 goals that he did concede that day possibly weren't his fault. So, and he looked impressive. I just think that again that midfield is the slight nerve for me. I mean, the quality is there, but the depth that we don't have depth in midfield. We really don't.
You don't.
So would you say that's your biggest challenge this season so far, Brandon? Just the depth of the squad,
I would say that because Daryl came out in the transfer window and said he wanted a smaller squad, and it's all well and good having a smaller squad, but it's like we've had like two injuries now in midfield, and we're already on like stretched legs. So
you can come and watch us play if you like.
I've heard about the.
We've got so many injuries; it's unbelievable.
I know of one of them especially. Thank God Aaron Collins is not playing because I guarantee he'd score against us. He always seems to.
Right.
But I'm again the quality of the squad is there. It's just for whatever reason we just can't stay fit.
So, I mean, looking at that, I mean, obviously it's still early days, Brandon. Things change, as we know. And this league is, you all know from being in the league and previously, this league will punish you if you allow it to. And anyone can beat anyone on their day. That's the thing about League Two, which is tough. But how do you see, based on what you've seen at the moment, how do you see Rovers' season playing out? Do you think you're going to be in that top 3? Where do you see yourselves ending up based on current form and predictions, I guess?
If it goes the way I want it to, we'll finish top of the league, 100 points and all that. But I think
you'll finish joint first with us then.
Oh yeah, and then Walsall will just sort of fall away a little bit like they normally do. But on Rovers, I just think that if we keep plugging away, make the Mem a complete fortress like we seem to do very well at League Two, our home form fantastic, and then string a few away wins here and there together, I think we could push playoffs, maybe push higher. But I just think there's a few issues in the squad that maybe January could fix. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah. I just think that hopefully we can sort of keep pushing away towards the top end of the table.
And to your point as well, like you mentioned there about a smaller squad that obviously the gaffer's talking about. With that in mind, I mean, from the board perspective, are you seeing investment going into the squad, for the right players, or do you feel that's part of the challenge?
As if I flick it back to summer of last season, before we set off into our League One campaign, we were splashing money about for players and all sorts and things like that, and I think we got sort of talent in, but we didn't necessarily invest in. We invested in like physical attributes, talents. People would look good on a compilation sort of thing, and it didn't quite work out. But I think with the way that Daryl and Ricky Martin, our new director of football, has come in and said that we're not just going to recruit good footballers, we're going to recruit the right characters as well.
Yeah, this is something our manager said. You know, the good players, and once he's spoken to him, he's going, "Don't want him." You know, he's got the wrong whatever. I mean, God knows how Scott Hogan got in.
Yeah, very much. You know, and I think Rovers fans are very much. You know, if you just give 110% on the pitch, you know, you'll be loved and adored for.
We can ask for, absolutely.
Yeah, as long as you're giving the effort in, we'll support you and follow you home and away. So.
Yeah, I mean, talking of obviously performances at home and strong. I mean, again, like your leading scorer. Forgive me because I cannot pronounce his surname. Is it Kavkin?
Fabrizio Caven.
Caven, there you go. Yeah, how have you rated him? Because he's your top scorer this season so far. With 4 goals.
When we sort of got linked, it was one of those sort of like Rovers never go into the foreign market. I don't think I've.
What happened? Did somebody go on holiday into Liechtenstein or something?
No. So what? Again, Ricky Martin has come out and said is we've got like these international.
I'm so desperate to say, is he living the Vida Loca?
No, you can do. I know what you mean. But no, he's come in and said like, look, we want the right sort of character in the squad, and we want also talent as well. We've scouted, went out, scouted him, and we've sort of brought him in, and he's genuinely looked unplayable at times. We've given him the service. His finishing is on point. You know, I think it's 6 shots, 4 on target, 4 goals in his last couple of games. His movement off the ball and sort of pace, just explosive pace off the mark. Again, the finishing, it's all sort of come in and sort of really worked, especially playing off someone like Ellis Harrison, wins all the physical battles so that he can just sort of come in, you know, put the ball in the net and, you know, whether it is, you know, give it to Ellis to score or finish it himself. He's looked a real asset coming in from.
He's got a good record. I mean, you got him from FC Vaduz or whatever.
Yeah, we got him.
He scored 37 goals in 86 games.
Yeah,
in the Swiss Challenge League, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's I think it's like Swiss second tier or something like that. It's again one of those. You sign him on Football Manager because he's got like decent potential, sort of. No one's ever heard of him, but we'll sign him up, and he's genuinely looked so fantastic. And he's taken. It's one of those things. We've brought in a player from the foreign market. How well does he fit into the team? He's come into new country, new language. You know, and his English has come on really well in his post-match interviews, and he's really, you know, every time I've seen him score so far this season, the passion that he sort of gives off when he's celebrating scoring a goal, those sorts of things, you know, I don't think you can sort of teach that. Just
no,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, moving into the weekend's game, obviously, I think like I said before you jumped on, Brandon, but I think it's going to be a tough test for us as well as you. But I think 2 very good sides, to be honest. How do you see Rovers setting up for this game? You know, in terms of like, you know, do you think they're going to try and be more cavalier?
Yeah, what's your style of play? I'm interested to know that.
I think we've sort of gone to sort of more possessive, sort of keep the ball, play at our own speed sort of side, and then sort of we can sort of go sort of long. We can go possessive. We can sort of do both sides of the game. I think we will have to make a change at least because again, as I said, Josh McEachran is out injured, so it's going to be replace him with. I think we'll probably go. What I personally want to go with is sort of a sort of 3 in midfield. You have Camille Conte and Alfie Chang, who we've got on loan from Birmingham, and then sort of Luke Thomas in the sort of 10 space, and then you could have 2 wingers and maybe Ellis or Caven up front, you know, to sort of win the sort of battle, or maybe we try and play Caven in behind. So there's a few different avenues, but it's going to be a tough game. I don't know about sort of what, you know, on the MK side of things, like what, you know, how do you see sort of yourself sort of setting up and going into this game?
Yeah,
because I don't know if you've got anyone missing.
We've got a few.
Well, we've always got people missing.
Yeah, so we've got injury of we've even got our own jingle on the show, injury of the week. It's got to that, Brandon.
Oh, God.
But I mean, like
I'm
for
not
us,
joking. I'm not joking. We hold our breath on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, a
waiting
lot of
for the team to come out.
Yeah, I say a lot of
we even had one pull out in the warm up last week.
We did. I mean, a lot of us have been on the training pitch, Brandon. Again, so there's questions about that, but yeah, I mean, we're missing obviously Collins, as you've quite rightly pointed out. Hepburn Murphy's out injured at the moment, which is probably a good thing for Rovers because he's got a hell of a lot of pace on him.
Gethin Jones.
Yeah, I mean, Gethin Jones. I mean, the list goes on. There's
Sanders, Thompson.
Yeah, well, Sanders could be back. Sanders could be back.
Yeah, Sanders could be back.
I will say we've brought in Stefan Negru from Oxford.
Yep.
He played in the Virtu, whatever you want to call it, trophy last night against Cheltenham. Looked very good, so we're trying to build up his minutes as well. So again, another addition at the back. Could we potentially see a back three? Hopefully not. I hate Rovers trying to play a back three. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting because I think, like as you say, both teams are going to be really studying this game. If you're the managers of both sides, like how do you counter the other? I think it's going to be quite a physical game, if I'm honest, because both teams, will want to play. I just say play dirty, if that's the right phrase, but win at any cost. I think it's going to be
one of those. So it's going to be a physical battle, win at any cost.
Yeah,
cagey, scrappy affair.
I think so. And again, I think we'll play a back five. I don't know, obviously, what will come out of that, but I think that seemed to have worked for us recently. Yeah, exactly that. So I think that's what we'll probably see. Again, I don't think that we'll see too much change from the team that beat Gillingham. I thought they were really good on the weekend. So I think he'll probably go. My gut feel is he's going to go with a very similar side. There might be a few tweaks, but I think it'll be very similar.
I don't think he'll change it. If everybody's fit, and that's a big if, I think he'll probably stay with the same lineup.
I think so. Then again, Mendes Lang, we don't know if he's on international duty, not international. Who knows?
Well, apparently not. So we're told.
Apparently not. But then he's wishing everyone a safe journey for the game. So
don't worry about it. He'll be all right, Brandon.
No,
he'll be all right.
I hate Mendes Lang. He does my head in.
Yeah, we love him.
I always seems to fight again, especially when we played sort of Derby. He was the one player that just constantly tore us to shreds.
He scored a cracking goal on Saturday, mate. Cracking goal.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you've got Callum Patterson up front, who I was really impressed that we even got through the door in the summer. I mean, again, from Sheffield Wednesday, the utility man who has been striker, right back, all over the place for us.
You name it, he's played it, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But mate, he played right back the other week, and he was man of the match. I mean, I'm not surprised. Yeah. And then he played up front on Saturday, and he was it was just the same, wasn't it? Almost. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unplayable all the time.
He'll be the one player you get a red card for your keeper, he's sticky in goal, and he'll go keep a clean sheet. Sort of thing.
Yeah, probably would. Probably. Nothing would surprise me, mate. I'm quite expecting to see him selling tickets in the ticket office.
Well, you never know. There's still time, Cole. There's still time. But no, I mean, looking at the game, obviously, how do you see this one playing out from a Rovers perspective, man? Did you think this is an easy 3 points? See it being a draw?
Easy 3 points. Wash your mouth out.
Obviously, with the way that your business has transpired this summer, it's been, you've got a lot of big names in. You've obviously clearly got the money to sort of go and build a squad built for League One and have it in this division. It's not necessarily got going. I don't see this as an easy game. This is going to be probably the most difficult game of the season so far, with the quality of yourselves. And again, we've just come off the back of a loss at the top of the league, Walsall. So for me, it's just how do we bounce back in this game? Can we go and get ourselves up for another sort of top end of the table clash now?
Yeah.
And as much as I want to say Rovers will win this game, I think it will probably going to say a draw will probably be it'd be a solid point for both sides.
Brandon, I've got something to tell you now. Every person that we've had on this show so far, right, from opposition, have all predicted a draw, and you haven't disappointed.
No, it's gonna be a draw. I think, could it be a high scoring draw, like a 2-2?
Well, it could be a 4-4 like the Tottenham game.
Yeah. You drew 4-4 with Tottenham, didn't you?
Yeah, that game was madness.
Yeah.
It's been. I think I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2-2.
Okay.
I think we'll probably end up scoring in the last minute or something like that.
Well, we will.
Yeah.
Ellis Harrison scored so many late goals for us. It was unbelievable.
He loves a late goal.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I can't remember where it was, Colchester or Gillingham or somewhere like that. I can't remember where it was. But he scored a late goal and it brought the bloody house down. It was unbelievable. So.
Yeah, and he was well liked at Dons. I mean, it's just unfortunate that
there was a lot of people a bit pissed off that we sent him to Walsall, wasn't there?
Well, I think it was more the fact we had such
we were struggling.
A messy season, probably, Brandon's a nice way to put last season with like 4 managers, really.
Yeah.
And I felt he slipped through the cracks because Lindsay, for whatever reason, didn't really rate him, and he was then on his way before Lindsay was, unfortunately. I think if Lindsay had gone first, he may have still been at Dons. Who knows?
I get bored of managers. We got to keep getting rid of them.
You turn into Watford at that point.
Well, exactly. We had more last year, so I mean, Ward's really overstayed his welcome.
Overstayed his time. No, not at all. Not at all. But no, I'm with you on this one. I think it's going to be a really tight game. And I've been sitting there mulling this over myself. Like, do I see us winning this?
Are you having a mull?
I was mulling over the week during the week, actually thinking how are we going to play this? Because I watched back the game against Walsall. Like to your point, Brent, I thought the first half that Rovers were by far the better team. And it was kind of surprised when you look at that game how Walsall have walked away with the win. To be honest, I thought you deserved something out of that game. So I think, given the form that you've had till now, given the fact that we've just come off two back-to-back wins after a poor run, I'm with you on the fact I think it will be a draw because I don't see either team wanting to lose it, and I think we'll probably set up a little bit more defensive for this one. So I don't know if it's going to be a high-scoring game. I can see it being something like a 1-1. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a really, really hard game.
I don't see a 0-0.
I don't see 0-0.
Will score. I'll put
something on 0-0 now, isn't it?
Oh, it will be 0-0. It'll be a boring game.
Well, I'm not going to be a negative.
Go for it, Cole.
No. I went 1-1 last week and we got it wrong. I'm going to go. We'll win 2-1.
So I said 2-1 last week and we won 3-2. So there we go. You reckon 2? I'll be over the moon if we do, Cole.
Yeah, so will I.
And if we do, I agree with
Brandon. I agree with Brandon. The most likely result is a draw.
Yeah.
The most likely result is a draw. But
I
just think we might have a little bit too much in our locker. And I'm a bit.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
But I think for me,
that is, of course, we haven't got another 5 or 6 out with injuries.
Well, I would have said 2-2, but now McEachran's injured. I definitely think Harrison's going to score. I would have probably thought, your former players always haunt you. Always haunt you.
Yeah.
And again, I think he'll get a good reception from the Dons fans anyway because he was a good player for us at this time. And I hope
he won't if he celebrates in front of the Dons fans.
Not if he celebrates in goal, obviously. But I mean, before the game, if he's out on the pitch, I think he'll get a round of applause. But I think it'll be. Say if we do win, Cole, and if we do, I think it'll be a hard-won win and a well-deserved 3 points if we do that against a very tough team. But
then we're going to smash Crew the next week.
Yeah, whatever you're drinking, I'll have the same. But no, I think for me, the Memorial Ground is notoriously a tough ground for us. Has been in the past. It's just not in a bad way, but it is just a horrible place to go to play.
That's not nice, is it?
Well, no, being your away team is horrible because you got the fans. It's quite close. It's quite enclosed. And it's a difficult pitch.
With the new stand that we've put in as well. I don't know if we tried to move it closer to the pitch as well. Sort of put it
looks
right
like
behind
it,
goal.
yeah.
But I think the LED boards that we've got in front of it sort of maybe obscure that. But it's still very close to the pitch. It's really tight. It might be, tent here, stand there. It doesn't matter. I love, away side coming to the Mem because it's not an easy place to go by any means.
No, I know your fans are quite. I can remember coming there before and looking at your fans and thinking, Christ almighty, they're a bit of a wild bunch.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, they were very vocal, mate, and really got involved in the game.
Passionate, very passionate.
Yeah, very passionate.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of the memorial ground, I mean, obviously, it's one of those. For God knows how long, Brandon, I've heard about it's going to be redeveloped. Potentially, Rovers were going to move. Is that still something being talked about, or are we settled on that we're staying at the memorial ground? What's going on?
The old stadium debate with Rovers is, will they, won't they move? And it's like, I think what the plan is now, from what the owners have said, we're going to stay, redevelop the MEM, make it into a decent facility, and improve our facility, potentially try and attract players, with the improvements. But then if Rovers start to sort of outgrow the MEM, which isn't, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing to move to a new ground, but I think the plan is redevelop the MEM and then potentially look for a new site to build on. But we've been saying that we've wanted a new ground for millennia, and it still won't happen. I've seen like Oxford have been approved for a new ground, Luton have been approved for a new ground, and I'm still waiting for Rovers. So it's like, can we just get it over the line now, please?
That was terrible, wasn't it? Storm Amy down at Oxford.
Indeed.
Yeah, it took away the whole stand.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Always a strange one, Oxford. I never understood that.
Hate it. I
do.
It's the one away ground I've never seen Rovers lose at.
Really?
Well, there you go. Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Right, Brandon, I'm going to say goodbye to you in a second, but I'm going to ask you a question.
Go on.
You played us 19 times.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you think Bristol Rovers have won?
Ooh. I don't think it's many.
Right.
I'm going to say probably about 6.
Have you been reading up on this?
Nope.
You're right.
Bang on the money.
Bang on the money.
Yeah.
You know your team, mate.
Yeah.
Brandon,
it's going to be a good game. Hope you both enjoy it on Saturday down at the MEM.
Yeah, well,
I think so. Yeah, I'll definitely be there.
Will. Brandon, mate, you've been absolutely spot on. You've been absolutely brilliant. Been a delight to have you on. As ever, we always invite you back when we play at our place, if you'll come on.
I will be happy to, guys.
Brilliant.
Well, it could be a battle for the top 2 by then, Brandon. Who knows?
I don't know when we play. When's the other?
I want to say February.
February, yeah, that's what I was thinking. February. Someone will probably correct us on the thing, but yeah, I've had it in my head of February, there or thereabouts, towards the end of the season anyway.
Okay, mate, you've been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, we've been really blessed with people from our opposition, and you're certainly up there, mate. And I'll thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks so much, and best of luck for the rest of the season as well, Brandon.
And if you're quick, you can go and watch Traitors.
Yeah, let's go. Watch.
All right, mate.
Thanks a lot, Brandon.
All right, take care. Cheers, Brandon.
What a nice guy.
He was. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell people a bit of background. We've had a bit of a struggle. We've had about 2 or 3 people that were saying that they were going to come on. We didn't know. Yeah. Then we got thrown this name, Brandon, who's just been on.
Thank you, Luke Payne, by the way, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Luke Payne. Well done. And Luke said, well, don't know what the guy's like, and all the rest of it. But, yeah, you see, guy knows his stuff. Yeah. Knows Bristol Rovers inside and out. And Brandon, thanks a lot, mate. You're brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. No, pleasure to have him on. And like I say, good quality guests every week at the moment, Cole.
Our luck's got to run out sooner or later.
Well, you never know. We might get AFC in the cup for Matt after all, and then we could get some very interesting guests on, couldn't we? But that's for another day. Anyway, look, a few comments have come through. So let me just run through the Facebook ones all the way at the top here. So Reese has joined. Reese, evening. He said, Mendes Lang's not been called up this week. He said, have a good trip, guys. Does this mean we have him for Saturday? I don't know. That's what's thrown me, Reese, to be honest.
We think so, Reese. We think so.
Maybe it's mind games. You never know. Who knows? Reece said we played Josh mostly back in the centre defensive midfield role. He was more playing balls over. That's why 100 games, no goals. Yeah, I mean it's about right. To be fair, he was sort of that steady Eddie in the midfield. Sanders and Thomason could be back for Saturday. We knew about Sanders, but Reece, thanks for that on Thomason. If he is, all the better. It gives us more options. That said, I think the team on the weekend played really well. So will they both slot back in? They'd probably be on the bench. I mean, to be fair, if they've only just come back, I probably would put them on the bench, but we'll see. Martin joined us. Evening, Martin. Reece said Pato's an incredible player. Yeah, I mean, again, for
100%. Love it, Mavich.
Yeah, I love him to bit. I hope he stays for the long term. And I know quite a few of the fans around us feel the same. But yeah, I mean, again, player of the season so far. But that said, there's still a lot of football to be played.
We're only a quarter of the way through.
Exactly. It's crazy, isn't it, how quickly that's gone, Cole, to be honest. Hughes jumped on as well. So evening, Hugh. He said, my hometown, Cardiff away, would be a perfect draw for me just down the road. So
don't be selfish.
Wow. Cardiff's
what's wrong with Kings Lynn? Oh, that's what I want to know.
I think Cardiff's
if we draw Kings Lynn away from home, that's going to be outrageous.
It will be a fix. It will be a fix, Cole, because you've paid someone off. But no, I'm joking. Yeah, Reece, we were talking about Lindsay. Said Lindsay had no clue. Yeah, I mean, it's just sad. I mean, I never like to see a manager go out of a job, but it
unless
did
it's Russell Martin.
Well, exactly. But no, I think with Lindsay, it was just one of those things. It just got toxic, and it never really was a chance of it turning around. No. But again, Crawley not doing the best of
Some
things
of the
at the
things
moment.
we heard about him at the end were unbelievable, weren't they?
Well, they were. I mean, we won't repeat them on
air.
Yes, incredible things. Colin reckons, Colin Giz, evening, Colin. He said 2-0 Dons win. Reece reckons 2-1 either way. Yeah, I mean, I was going on that, but I settled on a 1-1. But yeah, it could be. It could be a 1 goal in it, to be honest. Was it last time? This is from Reece. We won 2-0. Max Dean, 90+1 winner. Mo Eyes a penalty. I'm pretty sure it was, to be fair.
I remember Max.
Ash is our staff. Ash, let us know. I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, it's been a while since we played there, to be fair. It's a Tuesday night on the 27th
Ash,
of
January. Ash is like Alexa, isn't he?
So, yeah, Ash, tell me this.
Ash is like Alexa for us, isn't he?
He is. But no, great guy. Reece, thank you for that. Yeah, 27th of January, Tuesday night is the return leg, so it'll be interesting.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. Tuesday night. Cold Tuesday night.
Okay.
What do we say? We've got a few more comments on the YouTube. So, well, happy Josh is always rated him from the Botwood. I really like that, by the way.
Yeah, I do. He said to me he's going to change his handle, and I like it.
Yeah, there we go. Harry said that we need to open up a Tom's Unplugged superstore. Wouldn't that who would buy?
Didn't you go into the club shop, Harry, at the weekend? We are having some improvements done, aren't we, in the shop?
Yeah, if only, Cole. If only. Having said that, I think we'd be a lot
funny
cheaper
if they let us sell our wares in there.
Somehow, I don't think that's ever going to happen, Cole. Do you?
Cease and desist. That's what I say.
Well, exactly.
You are
there
late, Jordan. Don't worry.
Evening, Jordan. Thanks for joining. So Grant's son's joined as well. He said, sorry, I'm late. No problem at all. Thank you both for joining. Really appreciate anyone's support when they're watching the show. Sheila said, Lino Eastside was pathetic. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Sheila.
I like that, Sheila. Even I knew he wasn't up to much.
Yeah, I hope you went down and told him that as well, Sheila.
Sheila,
come
on. Get with the program. Get down there and berate them.
Berate them, yeah, absolutely. Josh said, I've seen some ways of clicking the send button before looking. Colin, apologies. So there we go.
What?
Yes, I said, so I don't know why that's come up twice. Anyway, thanks for that one, Chris. I know, that's probably because it's connected to the other one. No worries. He said, Brandon is making me feel like we are going to win with with some top players being out.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Chris. We always compliment our guests. Let us know. Is that something that you like in the show? I mean, we always feel the show goes better with the guests, don't we?
Well, it's nice to get the view of the team you're playing against, getting the inside track really from their side.
I mean, people have said to me they really enjoy it, but what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, players being out again, Chris, it's one of those, right? It could play in our favour. It could be the worst thing because then someone comes in and wants to prove a point, unlike Lecco, and actually make a name for themselves. Matt said 2-1 Dons, he thinks. So, he's with Reese, I think, on that one. We've also got here from Grant. I like Ellis Harrison. Agree he will score against us.
Yeah, you can see it coming, can't you?
I mean, it's the same.
Hopefully,
as with,
it's a consolation goal.
Well, yeah, exactly. But we shall see. We shall see come Saturday. Matt says 27th against Bristol Rovers. So again, thanks for confirming that. Grant's son has said, Colin, do you think that Murphy will be back by November?
Oh, isn't that nice that he should ask my opinion? Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
You do. I hope so as well, to be fair.
Just in time for the FA Cup match at Kings Lynn.
If it is, I'm telling you, it's a fixed job.
If that comes out now, everybody's going to think I'm some sort of mystic Meg.
Yeah, I want the next six lottery numbers with it, Cole. Matt said, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the club store being expanded. Can't wait to see what new ranges the club brings out. Hopefully a range that isn't so overpriced. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but some of the stuff, particularly when there's a cost of living and people are struggling, it'd be nice to see some of the core ranges back we saw last season.
Well, we've been told, we haven't been told. We've heard a whisper that they're going to do some retro shirts, aren't they? We've heard that.
It would be nice.
A retro range. You know,
don't get me wrong.
If they bring out the old A-line Marshall, whoa.
Well, that would be nice.
That'll sell off the shelves, that will.
Well, they could bring back one that says, Centre MK, which had a phoenix on the badge, but we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got the copyright for that anymore, to be honest, but there we go. But no, it'd be nice. It would be nice to see it. Like I said, I really like all the.
I've got a shirt there that's got...
He's frozen. Look, there you go. He's frozen when he was about to go into something, but there we go. You with this, Cole? You froze. You froze and said, I've got something there, and he stopped.
I've got a set on my rack here, of shirts. I've got a Centre MK shirt.
Yeah, I've still got mine as well. I've got home and away from memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it'd be nice to see it. I think, as I said, I've bought stuff from the shop, and it's really nice stuff. But it's just some of the prices are a little bit high. I know a lot of fans have questioned that in the shop when we've been speaking as well. So it would just be nice to have something you can go in and everyone's price range is catered for.
Well, if you're worried about the prices, wait until May and then there'll be silly money.
Well, that'll be silly money. Yeah, was it £4 last season?
Yeah, I was buying tracksuit bottoms and shorts out of there at £4 and £2.
Change from a tenner.
£4 and £2. It was a joke.
Yeah, change from a tenner, Cole. Change from a tenner. Sheila said, is it Russ said Sheila told me that? But for some reason, it's not coming up on the screen. That was weird. There we go. Oh, there we go. He's confused what you mean, Russ. If you can clarify, it'd be great. And yeah, Reese's comes in. I think Sanders would start if he's back. August player of the month, brick wall, headers galore. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd love to see it. I don't know how fit he is. I think that's the question. Do we want him to come straight back in and he gets injured again? Who knows? That said, I have got him on the back of my shirt with the name Colonel rather than Sanders. But so if you see that walking around on the weekend,
why do you call him the Colonel? I've always wondered.
Well, it's because at his Scottish club, that was the nickname they gave him. When I spoke to him about it, when I saw him, and he loved it. He thought it was hilarious back in the day. So I just showed him the shirt, and he thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So he liked it. He liked it. He liked being called the Colonel. It's one of the Scottish guys started it off, and it seemed to stick. And yeah, it's quite funny, really.
Good job his name.
Yeah, he seems to enjoy it. Anyway.
Good job his name isn't King, isn't it? Really, because everybody called him Burger.
Well, yeah, either that or Colonel King doesn't really work, does it? But or McDonald's. No. It could have been Ronald, but there we are.
Ronald, yeah.
Other brands are available.
See, somebody said this to me as well. Patterson. A lot of people call him Pato, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But somebody suggested to me that he ought to be called Pongo.
Pongo? Go on. I know where this is going, but go on.
Grange Hill.
I know Grange Hill. Let's not forget there are people watching this show who probably weren't even born when Grange Hill was on the telly.
Pongo Patterson. There you
go. Pongo Patterson.
Right, come on, move on.
Anyway, Grant said, so trying to get it back up on the screen, he goes, there we are. Bob, obviously Bob of the shop, and said they are already not doing cheap shirts at the end of the season.
Really?
Yep. Make of it what you will. We'll speak to Bob anyway and check in with him and see what's going on. We can find out.
We'll get a bit rough with him.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I did get the new coat, to be fair. It's quite expensive, but it's really warm. I will give it that. Really warm, especially my other one broke.
Is that when you said to me you're going in the shop, but you're not going to buy anything?
That always. I said every week. I always come out with something, Carl, because I know that you're going to go, what has he bought now? But no, it was really warm.
People heard you say, I'm going to the shop, but I'm not going to buy anything. And you came out and everybody was going, he's bought a coat.
Yeah. I will say, my good wife, Lainey, she did say, I think this will look really good. So I got approval from the wife. You can't argue with that. You can't argue with that.
Mate, can I go in there with her next time to see if she can approve something for me?
I'm sure she will, but I mean, again, I don't know how that will go with Heidi in terms of like, why have you spent all our money, Cole? But let's do it. Let's do it. Anyway, another comment here from Matt. He said, I'd love to see the retro range if that ends up being true. Reebok are going to make me bankrupt. They've already made me bankrupt, Matt. Whatever they do, it will be better than Castle. I mean, it's not hard, to be fair. The fact of the badges as well. I mean, the badges are better, absolutely better than they were.
I always like the embroidered ones better.
I did. That's what I'm about to say. It's better. It's like the make weight between the two. I like the embroidered ones, but I don't know how you do that with the round one because it probably wouldn't look so great. Depends how they do it. But yeah, no, I think it's a big step up. I've always liked Reebok.
I haven't been to Greg's this week. You noticed that? I was in bed.
Well, you've been ill. If you'd have told me, Cole, ahead of time.
I'm eating chuck cheese biscuits tonight.
If you'd have told me ahead of time, I would have ordered one on Just Eat and got it delivered to your door for you.
Really?
Yeah, you should have told me. I'd have got you delivered one. There you go. I might deliver you one tomorrow as a surprise, a donut through the door. There we go. Maybe we'll get King's Lynn written on it or something for you. There he's interested now. But yeah, no, going to Matt's point, I think Reebok's got good quality stuff. I've always had their trainers personally and some of the hoodies and stuff just from the normal range. But
I wonder if Heacham United are still in the FA Cup.
Here we go. Yeah. Anyone else, Cole? Anyone else? Hunstanton? Have they got a team?
Now you're talking.
There you go. Right. Exactly. Collins come on the comments. He said Mendes Lang is expected to be on the bench for his international team, according to international team news. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, the confusion deepens for me. And then Reece said, been supporting MK since I was 2, and I had some old shirts look like dresses on me. Now they don't fit. Wouldn't mind getting some retro kits that fit me again. Yeah, I mean, like Colin, I've got a wardrobe full of them, Reece, from all of the seasons. And it'd be nice to see some of them brought back as retro ranges because there's some old ones there that are pretty rare these days. And definitely be worth seeing a few of the older A-line shirts. I mean, the black A-line shirt was one of my favourites, Cole, from the first season. You got it up there? Is it on the corner? Yeah, there it is, over in the corner. Yeah, love that shirt. Love that shirt. So, yeah, love to see it. Well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, again, Bob in the shop, if you know Bob, runs a store with the glasses, the grey hair, lovely guy, always there, always willing to help, and puts a hell of a lot of effort into trying to get the shop back to what it used to be. So again, a lot of time for Bob and what he's been doing to support the fans in terms of the variety in the shop, at least in terms of what we got.
And while we're talking about that, about the club, I spoke to Una.
Yeah, I spoke to her. She's on a lovely holiday in Dubai, wasn't she? So there we are.
She's been in Dubai, so fair play. Good old Una. Hope you've had a great time.
I thought you were going to say something. You spoke to Una.
Una.
I've waited with
anticipated. She's been on holiday in Dubai, so absolutely brilliant. Well done, Una. And you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we look forward to seeing you back at Stadium MK.
Yeah,
on the right side.
Yeah, in the cowshed this time. But
in the cowshed, yeah.
Yeah, again, it's lovely to see that she's had a bit of a break. Well-deserved break, Cole, as well.
Indeed,
I would say, after many years of
big love for Una.
Oh yeah, everyone in the stadium's got a lot of time for Una, and she'll always be thought very highly of, and quite rightly too. But yeah, I mean, to say, speaking of reoccurring discussion points, Cole, Paul Ward, any updates from the club? We said we're going to talk about this every week. Is he coming on the show yet?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I thought you were going to give me an update.
No, bloody right. Oh, no, bloody hell. Waste of time. Won't be long. We're going to start calling the club out.
I thought we already were. But...
well, I mean, I did have a few words with somebody the other day.
Well, he seems keen to come on. This is the thing, right? So, again...
And is he being protected by the media department?
Well, who knows? Are
they worried? Are they worried?
If they're watching, invariably they do watch this back, because I know that for a fact. We're not here to sabotage our own manager. We just wanted to bring him on.
You might not be, but I am.
Yeah, right. I will do a show just with Paul Ward and Colin in the back. No, I'm joking.
No, I mean...
we want to have a chat with the fans.
I think it'd be great to the fans who have an opportunity to ask him a question, and within a minute or two, they've got an answer. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and look, we've done it with Russell Martin, Liam Manning, the list goes on. We've done it over the years with all of them. So, Cole, I'm at the player sponsor evening next weekend. It's next Thursday. So I will be finding him and asking him again. So, no doubt the club will try and buy me from the event.
I asked him when we were at Brackley. I sent a few, 2 or 3 emails. I asked him personally, and he went, "Yeah, I'd love to." We've asked the media department 2 or 3 times. Every time he keeps saying yes, but so far, nothing. And I had a word with somebody at the club last weekend. I think you saw me talking to
them.
I
did. Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, he'll come on." And you know. At this rate, we'll get Gary Neville on here first.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you touched on.
Are you a middle-aged white man, by the way?
Me, well, pretty much fit the profile of it, Cole, these days. But yeah, definitely middle-aged.
Right, carry on.
No, you're good.
Let's not be political.
I'm too tired for it, Cole, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, what was your? I mean, again, we talked about the rise of the quarterly report, the rise of players who've risen to the challenge this season. So, school report card out, Cole. What are you thinking?
Well, Patterson is everything I expected him to be. Kelly in the main have been the surprise of the season for me because we both saw Kelly in the main last season. They never really cut it, but they've come in this season and they've been astonishingly good, in my opinion. Collar, who's, in my opinion, had a very disappointing start to the season. And it culminates with what he did on Saturday, and I thought that's the best I've seen him play. Mendes Lang seems to be getting there. I think Ekpiteta, or I could never say his name.
You got it right, Ekpiteta. Yeah.
Ekpiteta. Yeah. I think, considering he probably wouldn't have been first choice, I think he's pretty much held our back four together.
I think he's done well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Offord's been in and out through suspensions and what have you. I think slowly but surely we're getting a solid team that knows what they're doing. Unfortunately, as we know, there are at least 2 players that are starting on the bench. Well, one of them should have been starting on Saturday, and I'm bitterly disappointed with Hogan and Lecco, more so Lecco, because, and I feel for John Lecco because he had a bloody awful injury. He was out for a season, and I think he's come back, and I think he's got it in the back of his mind. I mean, somebody said earlier he thinks he's better than everybody else. Let me tell you now, he's not. But I don't know whether he's got that injury in the back of his mind, and he keeps thinking, "Oh, better be careful here," because But sooner or later, he's got to put it to the test. He's got to.
Yeah. I mean, these things do affect you mentally. And like we said last week, we won't revisit old ground. But again, if it's the case, then there's some sports psychology might help. But I think for you, like you said, I don't disagree with any of the ones that you've mentioned on that scorecard. I think for me, Nemain deserves special mention. I think he has been absolutely outstanding compared to last season. And we shouldn't forget
the Colonel.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, Sanders has been phenomenal, and I think he will continue to be once he's back in the team. No doubt about that. I thought Maguire deserves a special mention coming back from injury. I think he's been pretty solid. So, actually, what's been nice, I'll come on to the others in a minute, but I think Warren's got a bit of a headache coming because, when
he's got them, when he gets them all back, mate, I just interested to see what the team's going to be.
Yeah, I think for me though, I mean, you've mentioned
the good thing about it is going to be is we're going to look across at that bench and we're going to look and think, Jesus, there's 4 or 5 game changers on that bench.
Yeah, I mean, we're not far away from it when we've got a full squad. That's the thing. But I think we need a couple more in January. But yeah, I mean, when we've got injuries, it shows because the kids are there. Yeah. But I think for me, you talked about the 2 obvious candidates that have disappointed. But I think the other one for me, and maybe controversially, but I think Dan Crowley we haven't really seen the best of him. I wouldn't say he's on the downward one, but I don't know if that's because of the injuries.
We haven't seen the Dan Crowley that we know the Dan Crowley is.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not negative or critiquing the guy. I think he's got the ability, and I no doubt we'll see it. It's a bit like Collar, I think. He's just a slow burn.
I think Crowley, all of a sudden, he's going to come.
Yeah, like Collar
into a game, and bang.
Yeah, I think if he gets a goal similar to Collar, I think that'll be it. But I've got patience with the guy because he's got the right attitude, certainly from what we've seen. We've spoken to him and obviously seeing him on the pitch as well. But we'll see what comes from that. I think, in terms of other players, it's hard to really gauge at the Wallers, the Trips. We've not really seen anything of them in the first team, which has been a shame. But I do think they're the sort of players we need to be farming out to get game time, Cole, because they're the future, ultimately. And I'd like to see them, getting some time to grow and get some ability to then break into the first team would be really good. Yeah. Before we get onto the teams and finish up, let's say Ryan said we'll be flying when everyone is back. Mark my words, the league title will be ours. I love the passion. I love the conviction, Ryan. I hope so. But again, I'll stay humble until we're 100 points.
I am ever hopeful that we'll look back at this season and say, bloody hell, didn't we have a lot of bloody injuries at the start of the season? But thank God they all cleared up, and I want to see it where we're switching players around, like bringing in Collins and things like that, and bloody hell,
No, absolutely. I'm with you on that, mate. I'm with you on that. But
he wasn't that good, Ryan.
What? He wasn't that good. He didn't give the ball away. He just kept it and was quite selfish. But that's one of the things in Lecco's game I just don't like. He just needs to be a bit more conciliatory and a bit more. I don't know.
Oh,
that's just
what did you say?
Conciliatory, like he's got the ball.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to Google
it. Okay, Google that. But no, if he had, given some assists, actually, been, he's a senior player in that squad. He could have made a real difference and really staked a claim yesterday. That's the shame. But like you say, it could just be mentally.
Like I said, I feel for the guy. I know I'll give him a lot of stick and all the rest of it, but I really do feel for the guy. He needs a performance badly, or I'm pretty sure he'll be loaned out in January. Pretty sure he might even go.
Maybe go. Yeah, same as the
might even go, and I think the same goes for Hogan as well, because I think when Collins is back, Hogan don't get in the team for me.
And also in January, if we bring someone else in, it put him even further down the pecking order potentially.
For me, like I said, Hogan, bring Collins back. Hogan don't get in the team. Or not even close to it. He'll be in Newport Pagnell, mate. That's how close he'll be.
No, exactly. I got a few more comments from Reese. Reese said about his shirts when he was 2. I say, I had hair and a waistline when I started supporting Wimbledon. Reese and then into MK Don, so I can feel you. At least you've not grown out sideways with them. Anyway, Reese said, has Bristol Rovers still got a tent at the away end? No, they redeveloped it. They've got a new stand in with a roof on it. I think it's like a tent type roof, but it is a permanent stand. They've now redeveloped that away end. So it looks a lot better than it did.
I thought we still got the option of standing on the little terrace bit at the side, but apparently not.
No, I don't know if it's again. Obviously, if there was more,
they don't open that little terrace anymore.
No, but it's not just that; it's the other side as well. The home end, there's both of them have been shut. Right. If you noticed as well, so you go and watch a home end. There's a little bit on the corner. They don't tend to use that either, which is interesting. I wonder if it's been condemned. Who knows, Cole? But yeah, it's improved from the away end.
I always remember Bristol Rovers being a bloody cold ground.
It always was, yeah, when we've been there.
So we very often play them around the Christmas New Year period, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's a welcome move that we've got them in October. So
well, you say that,
and the weather's going to be decent Saturday apparently. So
fingers crossed, Cole. Fingers crossed. Reese also said the main was a big surprise. I can't believe how much he's improved, and Collar too. 2 good games in a row. Kelly's 5-4 winning headers. This team is brilliant compared to last season. I mean, yeah, absolutely night and day. Absolutely night and day. He said, get Lecco out as soon as possible. He is now worse than Hogan.
No, he is. He is.
On a par.
No, he is. Honestly, they do not. I know some people will say, look, they're Don's players. You shouldn't be having a go. But, if we didn't have anything to go about, we wouldn't be here, would we?
Well, I mean, I don't like you. I don't.
We could get 2 better players in than that.
Of course we can, but it's the attitude. I mean, like I said to you, if the attitude was right and they were underperforming, I can kind of cope with that.
Yeah,
because they're trying. but I don't see it. No, I don't see it. And as I said to you, we know, and I'm not going to name names, but we know from speaking to people who worked at the club and work at the club, some of the attitude adjustments that need to be done with aforementioned players.
I wonder why these people do talk to us.
Maybe because it gets on air. You never know.
Yeah, they do tell us stuff to put on air, don't they? But we can't say they are.
No, and Colin, another question from Reese was, he said, I said the same thing, Colin. When everyone is back, who will get the game time? So, I mean, again, do you think that, like we've talked about, it's a difficult one, Reese? It's a difficult one.
I couldn't even begin to. I don't know. I think Patterson and Collins definitely. Murphy and Mendes Lang. Midfield, Gilby, Collar. I'm going to probably end up with too many players here. Gilby, Collar, and Kelly. And at the back, I'm probably going to go Sanders, Offord, and then I don't know who. I mean, we're potentially going to be in a position where we're going to be trying to squeeze players in, and it's going to be awful.
Well, it's nice to have the options, but I mean, I suppose the question for this weekend is, if you have got players fit, who do you drop? Because everyone, for me, on the weekend just gone deserves their place in the team.
Yeah, I mean.
And it worked. I mean, do you change a winning formation, a winning team? It's difficult to do that, really. Even if you have
talking about going back Mendes Lang. If Mendes Lang's out on Saturday and he is playing international, that's going to be a big loss for us. Big loss.
It would be, but my prediction would be Nemain would take that place, and if Sanders is fit, you're going to have I don't know what organisation, but you'd have Sanders back in the team, and obviously. Maguire offered.
Well, we still don't know if Mendes Lang is playing for Guatemala, do we? We don't know.
We don't know.
There's been nothing from the club, has there? I don't think there has there?
No, not that I've seen. So another comment was from Reese. He just said, to be fair, I think his mistake cost us last night when shots weren't great, but that was a good performance from Truman. So yeah, I mean,
he made a stunning save at the end of the first half, and I'm afraid. I was a goalkeeper. I don't know if I've ever told you that or not before, but
I can't say countless times, Cole. But carry on.
But if a goalkeeper makes one mistake, it's a goal. If Lecco gets dispossessed at the top of the pitch, it's not the end of the world. You only make one mistake as a goalkeeper, and you get punished.
No, I agree.
It's hard. It's hard.
I like
Truman. He got it wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah, I like Truman. To be fair, we had a difficult season last season, and I thought he did relatively well when he had his time.
He hasn't had a lot of game time.
No, but like I say, the difference for me is actually having two keepers who I think are a lot stronger than maybe previous seasons where the backup keeper maybe hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
Well,
it weren't that long ago. We were going through keepers couldn't work out who we wanted, could we?
Yeah. So no, like I say, I think mistakes happen, but again, another player who I think tries, put a good account of himself over the time last season. I thought overall we had a rough season. You can't blame just a goalkeeper. But I thought he came in and did relatively well. So yeah, I mean, unfortunate when these mistakes happen, but I'm not going to hold one silly error against him. I thought, like you said, overall the whole game, I thought he played relatively well. To be fair. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? Last question before we finish up, Cole, because it was on the agenda to go through tonight, was we've talked about our squad, but your League Two quarterly report. What do you think of the teams? Who's impressed you and who's disappointed you so far this season?
Well, I did say at the start of the season I fancied Walsall big time.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've disappointed. They're a hard team to get the better of. I mean, we had Brandon on earlier saying, Walsall shook it up a bit at half time, and once they got the better of Bristol Rovers, they were bloody ruthless. And I think, we're going to see a lot of that. If Walsall aren't in the top three, I'll be bloody stunned. I really will. But I think every week there's a result in League Two that makes you go, what?
There is.
Harrogate going down to Gillingham and winning down there. We had Colchester beat Chesterfield 6-2. Get your head around that, but like you said, there's no easy games in League Two. There's always going to be a result that makes you look up, and we've just got to be bigger and better than that. So, there are a few teams. Barnet have been a funny team. I thought Barnet would be right up there, and they're not far away. but I really thought that Barnet might be, a lot higher than what they were. Yeah. Barrow, I thought Barrow would do better.
Yeah, I think for me, you're talking about the overall. I mean, obviously, there's teams that have underperformed. Cheltenham, and you might laugh at this, but that seems to be a bit of a turnaround because they won 2-0 against Fleetwood on the weekend, and then yesterday in the was it the Football League Trophy? They won. They lost 1-0 to Bristol Rovers. So, are there signs of life there for Cheltenham? Possibly. The one is that I've been surprised. Who I didn't think they'd struggle as much as they have done is Crawley with Scott Lindsay.
I dare say. People looked at that in the summer and thought, well, Crawley ain't going to be far away. Scott Lindsay's back in town. But Crawley have been, we struggled against them, but we know why we struggled against them.
And I think that'll be the same with that return leg, Cole, because it's it's almost a derby.
It almost feels like that. But I would hope we're a lot bigger and better than that, and we've learned a lot about that. And I don't think Crawley. Don't think Crawley going to play like that twice.
No, and I think, like you said, the teams that I wasn't talking about at the beginning of the season, obviously the obvious ones, but I think for me, Bromley.
Yeah, I mean, Bromley's been a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, the form of the last 5 games, I think they've had 3 draws and 2 losses, so not setting the world on fire at the moment. But they are, for me, overachieving where I thought.
I can't believe Michael Cheek is still there.
I know.
I'd have thought. I'd have thought somebody had gone from. Well, I was going to say us, but I'd have thought somebody had gone in from him in League One, perhaps. I mean, if he could play like that and score like that playing for Bromley, no disrespect, but you've got to think there's got to be an opening for him in League One. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I think the other teams, the dark horses, I mean, again, for me, were like Grimsby Town, I think have been doing really, really well this season. And do you know what? I actually hope they continue that vein because the way they've been playing and the teams that they've been putting away and their overall performances have been really good, really good. To be in third place, as of like last weekend with their result, they got a win. I can't remember who against now. But again, they've impressed me. I think in the last 5, they've lost 1, drawn 1, won 3. Another team that surprised me so far is Swindon Town. So again,
but if you look at it closer, you'd think Ian Holloway, he knows how to get a result at this level.
Of course he does. Yeah, he's no one's fool. He's a good manager. I mean, he's a bit of a maverick, granted, but no, I like Ian Holloway. I think he's a good gaffer. And I was surprised that he's not higher in the league. I thought it'd be League One.
I really think, from what we've said, Walsall, Grimsby, Swindon, us.
Yeah.
If we don't go up as a right, it's not going to be easy in the playoffs if we get to the playoffs. So,
well, if you froze it today, let's just say we've got in 6th place. You've then got Gillingham, you've got Crewe, you've got Salford. So not easy games, not easy. I mean, Salford's a strange one, isn't it? Because it's one of those teams you look at and you just think, well, they're only a small team, but again, Robbo's done a really good job with them. He always does. So they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. I've got no doubt with that. But the only other thing I'd say from my perspective is Chesterfield. The drop off has concerned me. I thought they'd be right up there this season.
Yeah, but
they'll come back. I've no doubt about that.
I mean, look at Gillingham.
With 2 losses in a row now.
21 games without defeat. All of a sudden, lost 2. Chesterfield.
Well, not just that. You've got 5 games for Gillingham. I think it was draw, win, loss. Yeah. So their form's gone a bit up and down, and you do wonder how much of that.
But we know that. We know that feeling.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's Ainsworth. Obviously, what's happened to him, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But I mean, again, I wonder if that's affected the players a little bit. I'm sure it has done in some way. But I mean, some things are bigger than football, and obviously, we wish Gareth Ainsworth a full speedy recovery. It's never nice to hear these things happen. But yeah, it's a strange one. But again, Cole, it just proves the point I always say every season. In this league, anyone can beat anyone on their day.
Well, how many times have we said that? How many times?
Well, yeah. Cheltenham and Colchester, the 2 teams that I would not have expected to win this weekend. One went out and won well. The other one beat a solid Fleetwood team, and you thought they were dead and buried. So we'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, that's our scorecards so far.
I'm a bit sad we haven't got our new jingle in.
Which jingle would that be, Cole?
Injury of the week.
Well, we did, didn't we? We did we?
Well, you played it. You played it. Yeah.
I played it.
Can we play?
Do the injury of the week?
Can you play again?
I can do if we roll VT, and we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I like that. You see, I mean, that took me.
Yeah,
That took me 10 minutes.
Exactly, bit of energy. Who's your injury of the week, Cole? Would you say Hogan or Hepburn Murphy?
Well, we're certainly going to miss Hepburn Murphy more than Hogan.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how long he's out for. A few weeks, perhaps.
A few weeks, I think. I don't think too major, but no. I mean, again, we wish them both a speedy recovery, obviously. But yeah, I think for me, I'm going to say the injury of the week, that in terms of the one I think's made the most impact, is probably Hogan. Perversely.
Yeah. Well, you know, somebody said to me on Saturday, that's the best thing he's done this season.
Well, you know, I don't know if there's an award for the most curveball situation on a match day, but he probably get it.
Like, sometimes these things happen. I can remember years ago that Sheffield United, I think it was, had run out of centre forward, so they stuck a centre half up front, and he scored silly amount of goals. It was bizarre.
Yeah,
and I know we're not quite in those sort of realms, but that injury to Hogan could have sort of forced Warren's hand, and
well, it played into our, it could have gone the other way, granted, but I mean, I think it threw us, it threw them, and probably played into our favour, Cole. But also, I have to mention my and that is your good self. The fact that you're on with us tonight when you've been stuck in bed with your dressing gown on, feeling rough. Look at you now, dressing gown off, got the chat, he's got the passion. What a tonic that was. So for me, my injury of the week this week was Colin Butler. There we go.
Well, how about that? Yeah. I actually feel shit, but
well, but you put a brave face on. You put a brave face on, mate, so we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
The viewing public demand my attendance.
Demanded as outrage.
Right, we got any more comments?
We have. Lucas put up. He said Jack Payne scored a hat trick last week.
Yeah,
did notable. Lucas also said, "What do you want in the FA Cup first draw Monday?" So again, we were talking about at the beginning of the show, Luca, about put you down who you want. I'd like to see Halifax Town. Colin wanted to see Kings Lynn. Primarily because his caravan is in the vicinity. We'll leave it there.
12 mile away.
Exactly. Well, Kings Lynn, Hunstanton, you name it. If anyone's in the cup,
Eacham United.
Exactly. Matt said, aside from the big win on Saturday, I just expected Colchester to be a lot higher. Yeah.
I think you might find Colchester kick on now. I don't know.
Well, the Cowley brothers are nobody's fault. They're good managers. It just takes a bit. I mean, what they did at Lincoln has always stood out for me, and I thought they were done a little bit unfairly at Portsmouth. Obviously, there's big expectations there, but I thought they did okay. To be fair, when they were there, I definitely got
like
the potential.
The Craig twins, aren't they?
I wouldn't go that far. I don't see them murdering anyone, Cole, but you never know. Good pair of managers for me. Craig said, I think over the course of the season, Collins' prowess in front of goal could have made.
I think we're really going to benefit from Collins' second half.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
let's not forget, we're only a quarter of the way through.
Absolutely, and also, competition for places with Patterson. That's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? We'll see how that pans out. Lucas says, do you think MK will get past first round eventually? Cole, what do you think? Depends if we draw, obviously, but what do you think?
Well, if we play Kings Lynn away...
thank goodness. Yeah.
I just hope we don't get some bloody top League One team. And I hope we don't... I really want to play a National League... I really want to play a team, non-league team. I really want to... I really enjoyed away non-league games.
I tell you. Did I tell you who one of my former players that I sponsored and still chat to? He's just acquired a new club. So Ketter in town, and Anthony Stewart is now in their back line. So that'd be a good away.
Don't want to play Kettering. Don't want to play Kettering.
Why not?
Well, I remember when they played Northampton. It was.
I know exactly that. Yeah, Latimer Park. I mean, that'd be a good one, isn't it? A 20 minute journey for you,
walk there.
Exactly. But no, wish Anthony well. I know he's had a tough time since thing, but good to see him back in, and hope onwards and upwards for him. He's a really lovely guy. Wouldn't mind a non-league below, is what Reese has said. Burton or Tamworth away, Colin Gids has mentioned. And Reese obviously mentioned that Murphy.
Tamworth's a pig of a journey, though, isn't it?
It is. It's horrible, but no, I get the
a pig of a journey.
I know where you were going with that, Cole. A pig of a journy, right? Like Hereford, so you don't have a cow when you go to Hereford, right? You just really don't want to have a cow about it.
Oh, that might go down well there.
Yeah, I mean Hereford's got new ground now, I think, because they went bust and came back.
Take Donny and Murray with us. They'd love that down there.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, Telford's not too far away. Another one. Don't know if they're in it anymore. You know?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if we're going to get if we were going to get a team in the league above, if we were,
I don't want a team in the league above.
I'm just if we do, obviously not mention the team that we don't want to mention. I think Northampton Town away would be quite a good one.
Oh! Now you're talking. I want to go there.
I do.
Yeah.
Northampton Town away. I mean, it's been a great away day, but again, rivalry there, a bit of banter, but I think we could do them. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think we could. They've been playing well, to be fair to them, and not take credit away from them. Done well this season, but I'd like to see that, Cole. If I'm honest, at some point that would be a bit of fun.
Luton.
Like the other club that should not be named. I've got no time for them, Cole. It would just be more grief, and it would be a circus. It would be a circus.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I mean, to be fair, they're not in the best of form, but not a place I enjoy, Luton. I'll be honest with you.
And if we go away, do you want to walk through someone's back garden?
No, I do not. I want a helicopter to send me to the ground and away again if I had to go there, but I haven't got my hazmat suit. Reese said Hereford have now got a 10,000-seater stadium. Yeah, I know they had a new stadium, so that's good to know. Thanks, Reese. I mean, any more? So Lucas said his dream is Cardiff, apparently. So dream Cardiff.
That sounds like a bloody nightmare. I don't know about a dream.
Well, I mean, Swansea would have been good if Ross had still been there.
Yeah.
Maybe Norwich if we get to the third round. Who knows?
Yeah, welcome back, Liam Manning. Yeah, why not?
Well, if he's still there at the moment, it's not going too well for him, bless him.
No.
So Ryan said, get to round 3 of the FA Cup and get Man United at their ground and repeat the beat. Do you know what? I laugh slightly, Ryan, because actually it's not within the realms of impossibility that we could go there and win.
No, that's
because
true.
Their form is dreadful.
Third round.
Go on.
Get to the third round, and then is it the third round?
Third round, isn't it? Yeah.
Third round. Get to the third round, and I would hope. Like I said, I'd like to be able to get through. I'd like to get to the third round and have a bit of excitement. I would never forget that day.
Yeah,
we drew Man United in the League Cup, and I sat there and I thought, God Almighty, we're playing Man United, really?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
That's mental.
Remember that day well, mate. But
do
you know what? Perversely, I'd like to get some smaller teams all the way to the later stages because I think it would be really nice to be in that sort of last.
Like the semi-final.
Yeah, last 16 quarters, something like that. You know, it happens. It happens, doesn't it?
Lincoln City a few years ago.
Yeah, well, it did Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to have a third round big away day, I mean, it'd be quite funny to go to the likes of Arsenal or Liverpool, somewhere like that, where you've probably got next to zero chance, but it's a nice away day, right?
Kings Lynn.
Kings Lynn. We're going to talk about Kings Lynn. Anyway, Lucas said Hereford got knocked out. Hereford a rubbish area. Besides that, I would love Luton. Oh my God! You think Hereford's a bad area? If you've seen Luton,
Hereford got knocked out, so Hereford's out the window.
Yeah, Luton looks like it's been into a nuclear attack half the time. Anyway, I don't want to get us knocked out in round 1 every year. First round each cup. We must. Yeah, I'd like to see us go through to at least the third round, Luca. It'd be nice to see that. Speaking of Luton, as Ryan's quite rightly said, Ross Martin's been linked with
what?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if he does, that's fine. We'll see them go down to League 2 in a few months.
Right, come on, it's 5 to 10.
Reese said Watford. He'd like still waiting. MK Dons v Newport Pagnell Town would be a good one.
I don't think Newport Pagnell are in it, are they? I think they got knocked out, didn't they?
It'd be nice to see it, wouldn't it? But I don't even know who's in it. I mean, we're just talking about ideal scenarios, but yeah, I don't know, Cole. Northampton Town, if we're getting a league team. If not, Halifax or York for me, if they're still in it.
Okay. Right, I think we all wind it up. We've overrun by about 10 minutes tonight.
We have.
So we've had a couple of new jingles, although I only saw one of them.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But I do hope, Cole, that you
I'm
really.
Watch it on rewind.
recover from your injury of the week. I hope you feel better next week.
You and that bloody jingle. I wish I hadn't sent it.
Which jingle? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying nothing. Anyway, carry on.
Carry on. I'm bloody winding up, mate. It's time for me to take me night nurse.
Well, yeah, exactly. Your night nurse. Hot toddy, Cole.
Right. If you are travelling down to the Memorial Ground on Saturday, wish you safe. MKDSA doing cheap travel.
I think that was it. Yeah, that's all booked out now. But yeah, they did a discount on the travel, didn't they, with all the money from the season before.
All right. If you're travelling to the Memorial Ground on Saturday, have a great trip. Safe journey. Get behind the lads. Let's see if we can make it 3 in a row. That would be absolutely brilliant. We're back next Wednesday. Yeah?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah. Man flu willing. We'll be back.
Man flu willing. Yeah, Colin willing. We should be back. And a few more adjustments to the show and a few more updates and tweaks are being discussed as we speak. So you might see a few more new slots coming to Don's Unplugged in the next few weeks.
Really?
We'll leave it there. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, mate.
Well, feel better soon.
Hey?
I said feel better soon.
Oh, hopefully I will. We're back next week. Show 49. We're one away.
One away from the big 5-0. Golden wedding anniversary.
Wouldn't that be good if we could get Paul Warne on for the 50th show?
Wouldn't it be good, Cole?
All right.
Indeed.
Okay. We could do show 49 and then do a special, just Paul Warne.
Yeah, congratulations on 50 shows. Very nice, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, stranger things have happened at sea, Cole. We'll leave it there.
Indeed, they have. That's about it then. We're back next Wednesday night, 7:45, show 49.
Show 49.
Be there. Or watch Traitors, it's up to you. Right.
No words. All right.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Say goodnight, Aidan.
Good night, Aidan. And come on, you Don. See you Saturday.
Come on, you Don. Take care. Thanks for
watching, everyone.